Just a little hello. Yeah, we can do predictions.
Awesome.
What do you think we should
Let me
start off with
stretch
doing?
my.
Predictions. That's where we gather people in. That's how we get them to want to watch. Bro, we used to be like a mainstream sensation, dude. We used to be the Gloves Up podcast. People loved us.
Oh my back.
People said I yap too much. Hurt my feelings.
Oh, I can still pick up.
That's what a podcast is. So, dude, people said that anytime like we'd like have a good topic, it was so annoying.
All right,
Shit. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Anyways, we're live, guys. Episode is
Are we
live.
live?
Dude, you gotta put
We
on the
are.
classic body. You're like humping everything.
Why, bro? All right. I feel cool like this, bro.
Dude, I really hope they keep the option. Everybody's saying they're not going to, but who told them that? Like, it's in the settings
Juju.
right now.
It's just
It's in the
Juju.
settings. Like, I don't think they'd remove it. Maybe they will. Who knows?
Juju made one post and everyone lost their mind. End of Rec Room Boxing. You know how rich I would be if I had a fucking dollar for every time I've heard this is the end of Rec Room Boxing? I'd have at least $20. At least $20.
That ass, bro. This is cool, man.
Let me find the link. I'll post it.
Oh, number 2 pound. I thought this was what? I thought that was Samurai the other day. I thought he changed his name.
Can you turn off names? It's on the stream. I have Babdy in my name, and it's a little awkward.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Samurai
I mean like
says,
in
"Can I
like
join?"
room settings. Oh, we're not. I don't think we're doing guests this episode.
Maybe.
we're
We'll
not
see. We'll
doing
see how we feel a little bit later. Room settings, permissions, game roles, defaults.
I don't think you can disable it in the game settings. I just did it on the stream settings.
Oh, perfect. Cool. All right. So we're live?
Yes, I said that like a million times, bro.
Yeah, we're live. I'm
damn.
just posting the link.
God, can't do anything because of Calvin.
Oh, I sent an announcement, but I didn't post the link.
Very good.
I just posted
Oh, no.
card predictions. People probably think I'm schizo.
Yeah, a little bit. Let me pull up the card.
Jimmy, you get the honors of welcoming us to the Gloves Up podcast.
Okay, hi guys, welcome to
Yeah. This one, Angel.
podcast, not the OFC podcast.
Yeah.
This is the original Rec Room Boxing podcast, I guess. Didn't Goji have one? But I mean, this is like infinitely better.
This is the original.
yeah.
He failed everything he did. He's never been a first at anything.
So yeah, the original Rec Room Boxing podcast, with the original owners, Mr. Wheat and Calvin Omega. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool being here
Founders.
because I literally like when I first joined the community, I literally would like stay up all night watching these streams. Like I used to be like a fanboy, and now I'm like on it. It's weird. I don't know. It's like a 360.
Yeah. We're back in the
That's
classic room. It's cool to be back. It's been a
Yeah,
long
I miss
time since we made one of these.
The only thing is, I don't think people realize like how weird it is just looking over here because there's nothing. Like in the other podcast rooms, we have like a room. This is literally just like a background setup in a void. Like there's nothing behind. Like,
Yeah, when-
it's
When I made this, I was like, okay, this is what they'll see. Don't care about anything else. I was not going to waste my time. I should come back through here and make some little edits, but
yeah. Or I'll just have Rise do it. Here, I'll do good.
let's not start there.
Someone said fix the angle. What's wrong with the angle?
If you look a little towards the left, it's like perfectly centered. But who really cares? We had the entire last OFC, past two OFCs have been like a horrible camera angle. Like I don't think we're really. Tron got on. I guarantee you got on just to join. Pretty sure.
100%, 100%.
I have my watch notifications turned off, which I'm quite happy about.
I'm appearing on that.
So we wanted to start off by going over the match card, the one that Angel clicked up here.
Oh, yeah.
For these prelims, I'm really gonna need y'all's help because I know.
Do you want to read them
almost none of
out?
these
All right, so I
guys.
can put my phone down. That'd be great.
Yeah, I can read it out. So first match we have is Riley versus Ghosty Boy.
I don't know either though.
Who are these?
Same, bro.
Got no clue.
Okay.
I literally met Ghosty Boy yesterday, so I did. That's annoying.
If we're going off of who we think are gonna win, Ghosty Boy has the cooler name. So
Ghosty
so
Boy,
him.
I like his name. Yeah, and apparently, I guess he's in Hitman now, so he has to win. If he loses, he gets kicked out. That's the deal. I just decided he gets kicked out.
He has to go undefeated, or else he gets fucking kicked.
Nice. Okay, quick first one then. Aspect versus Banana. Is this the same
Aspect,
Banana who helped run the one league?
Probably. Yeah,
There's
there's
only been
only
one
one banana.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just,
Aspect probably wins.
Well, Aspect.
yeah, I got.
He just beat not H. He just beat Goldmaster in unofficial. So I mean, got to be Aspect here, no?
Yeah, I got Aspect. I mean, he plays on hand movement, and he's a rope hugger. So I got him by decision. It's only like 3 rounds, anyways. So probably Aspect.
You have any
Kinda
input
perk.
on that?
No, I don't care about either of them. I got
Yeah,
Aspect winning.
To be fair, I feel like we're gonna run through these prelims kind of fast. None of these are like crazy. Just nice little. Well, I was about to say these are nice fights for up and comers to kind of like make their names, and then I realized this next fight was Bing King versus Elam Adam.
Dude, we were dying laughing for a good 30 minutes just talking about you and Adam last night. Bean King?
Yeah.
Right?
Bing King versus I don't even know who Bing King is, but to be honest, if I'm a betting man, I don't think there's ever been a world where it's a positive to bet on Elam. I don't know. My money's on Bing King. I don't even know the guy.
I got Elam probably for this.
You're gonna be
Bean
disappointed.
King's good, but he's like beginner OAC level right now. Elam Adams bad, but he has gotten like 0.5% better since he started years ago. So like it's a little something. So
4 years, you got that 0.5% increase.
yep, trying to recruit him anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got Elam too. I've seen Bean King. I don't even think I think I've seen him fight, but I haven't actually like watched the fight. Like I've looked over, seen him in the ring, but just like didn't care enough to watch the fight. He has some weird ass outfits. I'm pretty sure like last night he literally wore like a dragon head, neon red dragon head. So I don't fucking know, but I hope Elam wins.
Yeah, I think I'd rather Elam win. If I'm betting, I'm never gonna bet for him. Brada versus MLG Joe. I completely forgot about MLG Joe existing.
It's not a bad fight. That's been scheduled like 8 times in OFC though. Just one of them doesn't show up.
Oh, who do you have winning it then?
Probably Broda. Maybe.
Yeah, same. I've got Brota. I don't know. MLG Joe just don't play the game too much anymore. Doesn't seem like. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a bit indifferent to that. I really don't know either one, so I'm just not gonna have an input. I guess I think I like Brada more than Joe. So
That's surprising. I really thought you like MLG Joe more. He's the like dude that dresses all up in like the American outfit now, and he like screams.
He rocks
like
a mullet.
Yeah, he's a little redneck.
He'll like
He's
scream and all these things.
Oh, kind of like this. Well, where's my
Don't pull out. Yeah.
You literally look like his father. Yeah.
Okay, I'll wear this for a little bit. So I don't really care about that fight. Honestly, the next 2 prelims I really just want to run through. We have PJ versus Bones. I will start and say that I want Bones to win. And this is because when I was making my fake account, alt account, as what was the name? I don't remember.
D. Copperfield.
D. Copperfield. When I was D. Copperfield, I joined Primetime for a while. And Bones is one of those guys who I would spar a bunch, and I liked him because I sparred him. And he wasn't bad either. And because of that connection from that team, I guess I want him to win.
Yeah. I also got Bones. He's really funny. He's like I like him. He's like 11 years old. Pretty funny though. Hope he wins.
Probably.
Is PJ Mr. I don't know? Mr. IDK?
Yeah.
Okay, then 100% Bones is winning this.
Really? Oh.
Dude, I'll be honest. Mr. I don't know. I don't know, Mr. IDK. Jesus, I don't think he's ever been good. He's the old gen, right? I'm thinking of the right person. Old
He's
gen,
been around a good while now.
Okay, yeah.
Well, no, there was an IDK and BBO. It's not that one, if that's what you're thinking of.
Oh, it's not that one. Oh, then
No.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
thinking
he's
of
not
that
like an old
IDK.
Yeah.
That IDK was awful. Alex versus King J Money.
Oh my God, he's finally fighting. I've not seen King J Money like booked anywhere in OFC yet. He's been. Anytime I join him, and no, anytime I'm just in the map as him, he's first question is, "Can I join Hitman?" And he will not stop asking. Even after I say no, he's like, "Can I get the invite?" Like I never agreed.
So who do y'all have winning it then? I don't know either of these people. So
Yeah.
I've never seen King J Money fight, but I hate Alex so much that I'm just gonna take King J Money. So Alex is one of the most annoying kids I've ever met in my life.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't know. I've only seen King J Money's part once, and he was whipping Zane in DM gym, and then the other guy, I know he just lost Aspect, and he no I'm not, I'm thinking of the wrong person. He just lost to probably somebody, I don't even remember. They both suck. I don't care who wins. I don't, no opinion.
Cal check Discord. Says Angel.
All right, now that we've gone through, I don't know. Prelims are tough. It's really there's not much you can really say about them, besides making fun of Elam. So now we can actually get to the main card, where I think there's a lot better fights. First one, Haladinho versus Hunter. I'm excited to see this. I haven't seen Haladinho fight yet. I've only heard good things. He went 6-0 in the amateurs, relinquished the belt. Now he's in the actual professionals. So I'm excited to see.
Oh,
this fight.
Jala?
Yeah.
Yes, bro. I love Jaladinho. He's so cool.
I'm looking, Angel. There's nothing.
Alex, no hate. I don't hate you. Wait, did I say I hate him?
Yeah.
Okay. I retract that statement. I don't hate you. I just I don't hate you. Yeah, I just don't hate you. I'll say that. Juju, I acknowledge you. What's up, man? You're the GOAT, one of the GOAT.
I'm excited to get to that fight. For Haladinho versus Hunter, who do you have, Jimmy?
Jaladinho Hunter. I have Jaladinho. I really love Jala. He's really cool. I don't know. He's just a cool kid. He's really good. Really good hand movement. People are gonna say he's boring because he hugs the ropes, but he's like, he's one of the more entertaining rope huggers, I guess. Because I don't know. He just he comes in a lot more and he's really good at countering with it. He doesn't just do what Carlos or Toy Bonnie does, where they just look away and swing at the ropes. I don't know. He's just really good with it. Hand movement's clean. He's really good at counters, and I just think he's a cool person. So I got Jaladinho.
You think he'll be fine compared to apparently Hunter has good drag? You think he'll be fine against that?
I think Hunter's drag is overrated. He literally tells people that he sets his drag his shit to negative so that it's more fair for other people. That's just a damn lie. Hold on a second.
What about you, Cal? Who do you have?
I got Haladino winning. If Hala loses, bro, that's sad because Hunter is not very good yet. But I got Jaladino winning. I think I really want him to win because I really want to see him in the title scene. I think him going up against Nezzy or Silvio next event would be sick.
You think if he beats Hunter, he immediately gets a title shot?
They put him 4-0. He dominated the amateurs, and I'd say Booyah's probably better than Hunter, but I might be a little wrong. And he dominated Booyah.
Yeah, exactly, bro. He literally.
I feel like for that
we did
specific belt, it's okay because that's we have 4 belts for a reason because people wanted to see more divided skill levels as champion, and that's the lowest level of champions right now.
If we did 10-8s, Jala would have got 3 10-8s over Booyah. He had some bad rounds on Booyah, bro. It was insane. Hold on 1 second.
I feel bad for Booyah. Okay. Yeah, I just want to see this fight. I've heard a lot about Haladinho, so I just really want to see it. Um, anyway, moving on. Zork versus Django. Who do you have for this fight, Jim?
One thing about Django, he knows how to cut angles like really good, and that's like because he's experienced in real life. And Zork, he always has his right side exposed, which is what Nori took advantage of when they fought recently. And Zork started landing some hits once he started like covering, but he always fights like this. So he has his right side always completely exposed. And then if he tries to block it or something, it's like kind of like Mamba's situation. It looked like it was basically a backhand. And he's not quick enough with his left to counter it and sweep away. So if he can work on that, I think his chances of winning are better. So overall, I have Zork winning, but I could see a world where Django pulls it off.
Oh, I really thought you were leaning Django there. I guess for me, I haven't seen either of them fight in quite a while. I don't know. I like Zork quite a bit. He's the Australian, right? Or is that Zooey? Which one of them is the Australian?
I think they both are.
Zork. They both? Okay. Does he still have a terrible hitbox?
Honestly, I've not heard much complaining. Like, I've sparred him and stuff, and it's not as bad as I remember it used to being. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's a lot better. You can spar with him and like have fun with it now. Like he used to be like really hard to hit. He was one of the first people I started sparring. Actually, that's crazy to think about.
That's actually kind of strange. Who do you have, Zork or Django? Oh, you may be muted because I can hear you.
I have Zork. I think they're both pretty decent fighters.
That's disgusting.
No. It'd be cool to see Zork win the fight. Is Django? I don't know. I don't really like seeing Django's fights. Not really that entertaining. He's a cool guy, but it's not an entertaining fighter. Yeah, I hope Zork wins, gets a good fight next card. So
pretty good. So we got fucking Zork over Django. This next one I'm interested in just because Doodoo Man versus Shiesty.
That's a match? I did not see that.
Yeah, Doodoo Man versus Shiesty. Who do you have winning it?
I'd like to think Shiesty. I hope Shiesty can like bring back his potential, because he was like thinking to be like he was a title contender nearly for a bit, and then he lost his mind and broke his headset. I guess he allegedly threw it out the window, but you don't know. But I'm gonna just go Shiesty. That's just what I have to think.
No faith in a fellow old gen Doodoo Man?
Fuck Doodoo Man.
Look, man. I just realized when I said this, I thought Doodoo Man was Chinanaya. Or Kinanaya. And the only reason I wanted to see this fight is because I mixed them up in my head. And now that I've realized who Doodoo Man is, I don't really care for it. Like, I remember... I do remember when people were talking about Shiesty, because he was just one of those up-and-coming names that was pretty good. I love coming back from my breaks. Angel gives me like a debrief a couple days into me coming back, and he was one of those names I remember from a while ago, him mentioning. But yeah, Doodoo Man versus Shiesty, I'm hoping it's a good fight. These are still early main card, so I'm not too like necessarily interested in a lot of these. I think the much bigger names are coming up.
Excuse me, Juju, I'm sorry. Oh, he's in the chat. I burped a couple times.
Yeah, I know. We know. Error versus ZBT.
Ooh.
Error's a sword fighter, right?
Is that like...
Yes, he's a sword
I
fighter.
think Error probably beats the dog out of him. Like not against, like, not to be mean to ZBT or anything. I just think it's that sword fighter style. Like what he just did the Jay's way. And I know I heard he has hitbox issues and stuff worse than others, and I don't think it's gonna go great for ZBT, especially coming off a loss to Obtuse Barry, and Barry just got what I don't remember the fight exactly about. I won't say steamrolled, but I know he lost pretty heavily to Air. There was some drama between
ZBT lost to Barry.
that last event, and
Holy shit!
I'll
He was
probably
riding
have
a
to go
pretty
Air.
good win streak too, right?
Yeah, I
He
don't
was
know
like-
why this match is happening. ZBT like gets like the wrong people like when he needs them. Like when he's like doing good, he's given like some lower names, and then when he's not, he's fighting sword fighters that are probably going to be world champion in like 2 months. So I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
You think that highly of Error?
No, I just know he's a sword fighter, and they just escape to the top just because they know how to drag.
I mean, did Hooligans ever make it to the top?
I probably
Yeah.
would have if he fought in OFC.
CBL. In CBL, he did.
I guess CBL. But if he would have fought in like OFC, when we introduced the belts, he was likely to win one for sure if he just fought.
All right. Well, I hope Error loses because I don't like sword fighters.
Yeah, I hope ZBT wins.
But what about you, Jimmy? You bet.
Yeah, I really like ZBT. Well, actually, no, because of what he did to my Minecraft house. Pretty upset about that. But Minecraft aside,
Sucks, doesn't it?
I hope he. No. Minecraft not aside. I hope Error wins. I hope Error knocks ZBT out.
Because of Minecraft. Oh, the next one, really good fight. I mean, I think we're excited for this. Lukey Boy versus J-Sway. I can't wait to see
Ooh.
Lukey Boy in the ring again.
I
wait to
can't see, but
It's
I'm
been a
rubbing my
while.
hands.
It's been a while, dude. I've been
Ever
like,
since his
I've
retirement.
fallen
bro.
asleep. I've slept about like 5 times since the last time he's fought, and not because it's been 5 days, but it's because that's as much as I can sleep with
Yeah.
knowing he's
Right,
not in the
right.
fighting in the active roster. But now he's back. This fight's. I've been wanting to see this match like unironically for a while. I've always thought it'd be a solid test for both of them.
Have they
I
never
got
fought each
Lukey.
other?
Not that I know of, and if they have, it wasn't OFC, so it doesn't matter. But I
Oh,
got
true.
Lukey Boy winning.
Yeah, same. I got Luki. Jaysway is a decent to low level fighter. He has good wins over. He has like two good wins. Horribly washed Mamba, and then Tron because Tron literally chased him the entire fight. So yeah, I don't know. I just
Wait.
got
I take
Luki
it back.
Boy.
I got Jay's way. I just remember what Ken and Nia and Lukey Boy fight pretty similar. And knowing what Jay's way just did to Ken and Nia, I probably have Jay's way winning. I take that back. Yeah, I definitely got Jay's way winning. Yeah.
I was about to say, I think I maybe lean towards J-Sway. I fought in both of them before my break. I fought both of them. Obviously, I beat both. I think Lukey Boy's biggest disadvantage is when he plays aggressive. I don't think he's good at it. I think he just puts himself in really bad positions. He's not good against drag. At least whenever I was fighting him, because I would just drag on him and just smack him from across the ring. And then when he would come in, it was kind of predictable, so you just move out the way and slap him. But I do remember with Jay Sway, I know that he's competent enough. Stop throwing your fucking maker pin, or I'll take away your perms. I know for Jay Sway, when I fought him in, I think, Toy Bonnie's league, I don't remember. When I did try and rush Jay Sway, he just clobbered me. That was the only reason that fight was really close, was because I was rushing a lot of it. So I don't know. I think I would rather Lukey Boy win. I really need him to get his win streak up so I can break it down again. But Jay Sway, yeah, I think I maybe lean towards him. Yeah, that's a good fight. Anyway, Tupac versus Obtuse Very 2. Do me a favor. Who won their first fight? Tupac or Obtuse Berry?
I have no idea. What the fuck?
Tupac
Angel.
beat him in a fight night. I only remember because Zane texted me laughing his ass off because he was asking who the hell Zane Berry was.
Well, I can say this. My money's on Tupac. Tupac today just beat me and Goldmaster pretty heavily in some spars. Not heavily. It was close. He beat me twice, beat Goldmaster once. He was just an annoying thing. I couldn't hit him. And Obtuse is Obtuse. I don't think he's bad, but I don't think he's that good. What about you, Jimmy?
Obtuse Berry
I thought he
or
just retired.
Tupac?
Yeah.
He did. So did Lukey. So I don't fucking know. I don't know. I'll just say Tupac. Probably is. I think he's gotten better, even since their fight night. So probably Tupac.
I think he just is the better version. I swear to God, you're gonna say you're like a big Tupac hater. You just don't want to see him win.
No, I'm not genuinely not like a Tupac hater. Like I know him, he's cool. Like he's a little annoying, but I know way more annoying people. Like he's fine. I got Barry. I think Cole
That's
Connor
crazy.
is just
I
seeing
don't
what
think so.
like Tupac just got insanely lucky against Rice when they fought, and it was. I think Barry will win.
All right. Well, you're wrong. So we can move on. Apollo versus King George. I mean, I guess this should be on the main card. I think this is a strange one. Who do you have?
It's just Apollo not allowed to have people with like decent hitboxes. King George is winning. There's no doubt about it. Poor Apollo. I would have liked to see like Apollo versus Haladino. That would have been a good fight. I would have liked to see that. That'd have been cool. You could have gave Hunter versus King George. That would have been a fine fight to make. I don't know why we didn't think of that, or why Angels didn't think of that. I have no involvement. Angels' fault. That'd been a cool fight.
Yeah, blame Angel.
Wait, what's the fight again? I just forgot again. Thinking about it.
It's Apollo versus King George.
Oh yeah, King George wins. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I'm assuming Jimmy will agree. King George.
Yeah, King George.
Apollo?
King George. I got King
Yeah.
George.
Okay. Now these are like what I would call like the high tier fights. These are the main events. We're still not into the main event, but these are the high end of the card. Juju versus Nori.
Let's go.
I think this
Oh,
will be a
Juju
good
Nori.
fight.
I've been waiting to see this fight for a long time now. They're probably both gonna be or Juju's gonna be a little rusty. Nori, I don't know. I don't think it's that he gets rusty. I just think he changes the level of competition he fights off and on, and he wins when he goes back down, but he starts losing once he goes back up a little bit. Nori and dude, I have like memory issues. Nori and Juju. Okay, I got Juju winning, but I would like Nori to win. I think that'd be cool, but I think Juju's probably the right answer.
Is Nori still on a losing streak?
No, he just beat Zorg.
Oh, okay. That's not bad. When's the last time Juju fought though?
He fought.
I think OFC
Was it-
like
was it-
18 or some shit.
Was it Carlos? The Carlos fight?
Carlos
he
was
fought,
his
he
last
fought
fight.
Carlos at OFC like 18. It was a really good fight. He was doing really good. Like it looked like he was going to win, and then he didn't. So
That's fair. Juju versus. What about you, Jimmy? Who you got?
I got Juju, bro. What kind of question is that? Dude's just gonna kill Nori, bro. Damn.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I've only ever fought Juju was in the tag team, and I was expecting a lot more out of it than what I got. I didn't really think he was that good with Pineda. Like he was okay. He was hard to hit sometimes, but I was not impressed. Versus fucking Nori shut me out in a fight night a while
That's
back.
embarrassing.
Yeah, Nori shut me out. Juju, I really didn't think was that impressive. So in my head, I think it's Nori, but I guess we'll see.
Well, I'm undefeated against both of them, and I'll say Juju gave me harder fights. So.
Okay.
Juju technically beat you in USPA.
Okay, technically, yes. When we went to a gym and fought in a gym, yeah.
It was so bad, bro. I kid you not. There was like 5 redos because Banana didn't know what he was doing.
Okay, that's awful. Our recent title loser, Deadtron versus Rebel. 3. What's their record right now? 1-1.
It's 1-1. Well, it's
1-1.
optional because WSB they fought at a horrible event, and I guess Rebel picked up a win. But I say 1-0. I don't give a fuck about WSB.
Deadtron Rebel. Rebel also sword fighter, right?
Yeah.
He have long range?
What?
Does he have long range?
He has a long range, but yeah. We fought H2O. It's nothing that crazy.
All right. Well, only one of us beat him twice, so let's calm down here, buddy. Anyway, so Deadtron versus Rebel. Deadtron put on a really, really good performance against Al. I really don't think his loss was that bad. He was retarded at some spots. Like he just kept rushing in. He's had the same issue for the longest time. He gets hit and he can't just be like, "Oh, I got hit. I'll get it back later." It's like I get hit. I need to immediately get this hit back, or it's the end of the world.
Worst part is when he do this, he had like 3 hit leads. So if he would have just let him keep that hit, he would have gotten like another 3 hits on him when he came back in. He rarely got hit like on Owl's own. And if he would have just left it be at that point and just encountered him again when he came back in, like I've been telling him, he would have won the 1,000,000,000%. So I don't know. It was just stupidity.
Yeah. I don't know much about Rebel. Who's the last person he fought? Like, what's his notable?
Last person he fought?
I don't know why he's even in a title eliminator. I think his last fight was. I'm pretty sure. No, he beat Jay's way. Round 1 KO Jay's way.
Oh yeah, round 1 knockout Jay's way. Yeah, it's so weird. He has a round 1 KO over Jay's way. Round 1 knockout over. Who else did he round 1 knockout? I don't even remember. I think he has like 3 round 1 knockouts in OFC, and then Toy Bonnie beat him.
Oh, yeah. Jay's way.
I'm pretty sure he has more than one.
That's why I need to update these results. That's why. I gotta get that done. I'm almost done.
Yeah, Jay's way put like $20 on the line. He said if Rebel knocks him out round 1, he'll pay him $20. Rebel knocked him out round 1. Jay's way never spoke to Rebel.
For 75, it was like 75. Didn't pay him. Jin paid him for some reason. I don't know why he did that. I guarantee you, if Jin came back, him and Rebel would not be friends. So I don't know. For me, I liked Rebel for a bit, and then he turned out to be a weirdo, like most sword fighters end up being for some. Like it's just a curse. Like I can't even like put it on the guy because he's just a sword fighter. I think it happens once you go there. Like you just have to be a piece of shit. Anytime I see him, he's on my nuts, and he's very weird. He reminds me a lot of Siphon. Just he doesn't have friends, so he's like, he's kind of always angry.
Yeah.
Tron doesn't have the best luck with sword fighter, so he admits that. But I think if he's smart and he can get over his weird rushing, I think he'll win. And I really hope he does win because I want him back in the title scene. I don't care to see Rebel in it. Also because I'm not sure. I hear a lot of rumors about him too. Like I hear more rumors about him than I ever did Owl. And there's some picture of him allegedly out there, and it does not look right at all. Like it looks like his arms like deformed and longer than it actually is. I don't know. There's some weird stuff going on. I got Tron.
Tron? Who you got, Jimmy?
It's a hard because just like Cal said, Rebel's weakness is like people who don't like come towards him. Like Toy Bonnie literally hugged the rope. Rebel tried chasing him down and it would not work because Toy Bonnie's used to hugging the ropes. And I think Tron's going to get impatient as he always does every single fight. And he's going to try and come in towards Rebel. And Rebel's going to counter him. And I want Tron to win so badly. But I think Rebel's going to win. I don't think it'll be round 1 knockout. But I definitely think it'll be early. Round 2 or 3.
Oh.
If he rushes in, he'll get a round 1 knockout. If he starts off the fight by just rushing to the middle and trying to swing, if Rebel gets like a 2-piece or something immediately there, I'm gonna assume he's about to get knocked out, sadly. But if Tron can just get it together, it's not that hard of something to work on.
And
that's what I'm saying.
Here's what I hope happens, and is honestly a possibility too. Rebel has like 4 round 1 knockouts, and it's the biggest mistake he made when he fought Toy Bonnie, is he wanted another one. Like he's for instance, like if you like go to any like UFC fights, that like all these upcoming prospects have like round 1 finishes or like some quick submissions. They're since they're on like this like run of these quick finishes and stuff, they're gonna try and get a next one on you. So if you just play smart, and I think if Rebel tries to just put pressure on Tron and Tron just like figures him out quickly, I feel like it could turn bad. And honestly, I think Tron could end up getting a round one knock. I think it's more likely Tron round one knocks out Rebel than Rebel round one knocks out Tron.
I would
But
say
I
that
still have
only
Rebel winning early.
I only want it though because if like Rebel were to go in and start trying to get that knockout, he gets some work done, but then eventually what does he do? Once he realizes it's not working, he gets low and he backs up, and then Tron tries to get the round one KO, and he starts going in, and we know how that'll end up with Tron's rushing not being the greatest, and I think if anyone gets a round one KO, even if it looks like it's gonna be Tron, I think it ends up being Tron that gets knocked out in the first. I don't see the fight going to decision though at all. I do think it'll be a knockout.
That's rough, man. Yeah, I mean, I think I want Tron to win. I'd rather a sword fighter lose, and Tron's an old gin. He's been around a long time. I like the guy. Him being back in the title contention, I think, puts on better fights than Rebel for sure in terms of what I'd want to see. There's, I don't know, Dead Tron versus. There's a bunch of people actually you could put him against that I think would make great fights, who are all up there. And yeah, as long as he plays smart, doesn't rush in, and just kind of I don't know. He just needs to be smarter about it, less impatient. I'll take Deadtron though for now. I suppose I'm not entirely sure. Moving on, we have Goldmaster versus Wheat. This is a pretty quick one. Slaughter. We move forward.
Slaughter, indeed. It definitely will end Slaughter.
Oh yeah, because
100%.
Yeah.
Yes, you will be part of the Slaughter. Yes, you will play a part in.
I'm just saying. I'm 4-0 with Goldmaster since I've been back in spars.
In spars, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
In spars, right?
Okay. I've been thinking about this fight a lot because I've been wanting to see it for a while, just because I thought it'd be cool to finally have happen. The big difference is, and like could be a game changer, is that there's no potions. This is a 5-round fight. Gold has not seen these in a while because he'd been in the main event and co-main for so long that he hadn't been in just a normal match in a long time. I fought him in basically every match type. The potions, and he's great enough. Like, there's no bash him because it's a strategy. It's like what Panetta, his entire prime was potions. So like it's not like a bash. But his thing is he gets used to throughout the fight, and he has potions to make up for it. So if he gets destroyed like one round or something, it's okay because he has a second chance. Now he's fighting someone he hasn't fought in an official before yet, and he's gonna have to get used to them right off the bat. Like there's no, it's old, it's classic rules like it was back then. So I think Gold's gonna play a lot slower probably. Like I know in like potion fights he comes out swinging a lot more and it's a lot more active and stuff. I don't think he's gonna do that because it takes one mistake and he's out. Like Owl tried doing it against you and DM, and he couldn't make it work. If there were potions, I would 100% put my money on Gold. Just it's what he's used to. You're fat and like you just don't have like the cardio for it. But
dude, I can't go 12 rounds. It's too much work.
But now, I think under these rules, just with my experience with him, if no potions, if that was all my experiences with him, it would have been a lot more doable. So I'm gonna go you, specifically because of the 5 rounds though. But if he locks in though and he gets like a 4-piece on you, I'm sorry, you're dead. I'm sorry, you're going out.
That's fair. Even though I'm fighting him, I think Goldmaster's the favorite, of course. I think he's really good, and I'm me. Like, I don't know. I feel like my peaks are really, really high. Like, I have the potential to be absolutely crazy and beat everybody. But then it just depends on the day. Like, my skill fluctuates so heavily. But he's really, really good. I know he's not like in prime shape right now, which is, I suppose, to my advantage. I'm not either, but I think I can maybe chip away at that. Um, what makes you think that? Who do you, at the very least, do you think he'll? I'll do better than someone like Zane or Samurai? Because
1,000,000,000%. I hope you do better than Samurai. That would be a horrible look for you. Zane. I mean, yeah, I mean, from their first fight or their only fight, when Zane first came back, I'd hope you do better than that. I think it because there's no potion, so he's automatically gonna be a lot lower in the end of the fight. I do feel like it'll go to decision.
almost probably.
Just because you fight a little slower, and Gold probably will too. And I think he's gonna pick his shots a lot more, but I don't think he'll go in for the kill unless he gets like a huge advantage over you. Angel made a good point. He has experience with no potions. It was against Tron in the Western DM, but I consider we a higher level definitely. And when I've fought before potions with Gold, until like you go like 20 minutes with him, so it's gonna get harder. But this time it's not like that. So I think it'll be a close fight.
The way I see it going to knockout is either the way he knocks me out is just by knocking me out. Like I think that if he gets an advantage over me, he'll probably push it. And if it gets to a certain point, like if he's really crushing me in some of those early rounds and the health lead's really gone, he might just take it easy on me and just pick me off and go to decision. But he could also just rush me and maybe finish it off, even though I think he'll tank hits. Or if I'm winning rounds, especially going into the last round or the later rounds, you might see what he did with Japan, where he just has to go for the knockout in order to win. In which case, I would bet on myself for that. I actually I don't know. I think I'd be okay with him trying to rush me and me trying to just fend him off. We'd have to see. No potions is what I like about that, because at the very least, if I'm winning in rounds, I should, in theory, be above in health. So if he's having to rush me, similar to the Owl fight, I was up in rounds. The only way Owl could win was rushing me, and I just had to put on a master class of defense and like moving and spinning away and shit. So that's the only two ways I see it going to knockout, is either he gets me down early and then just fucking goes crazy and finishes me off, or I'm up at the end and he has to rush me and I have to try and finish him off, or he kills me. I think we know what he obviously thinks Goldmaster's going to win. I think he is the favorite, though. I think he'd be dumb to say otherwise.
Jimmy's obviously he's picking Gold, so I'll just go to the next one. I'm sure he'll join back.
So Silvio versus Nezzy. We can start it while he's not here. You can start. What's your opinions on this? Oh, IBF championship fight. So it's 12 rounds.
Nezzy is he's doing really good so far. Like, not like the best level, but he's in the IBF title level right now of like competitors. It's like I said, it's a gap between the other belts. So if there was like an amateur level belt and Jesus Christ, can you hear that?
Yeah, I can.
Is it awful?
No, it's okay. It's not that bad.
Okay. He beat Lukey Boy. It was pretty one-sided. And then he beat Zork, and I think he beat like Mondane or something. Silvio, I don't think's like that good, so I don't like. I don't know. Just for me, I don't see him like title level. I really think he got lucky to win the belt. He had a fight with Hi, which was okay. That's Hi, and then he just beat Lukey Boy. But I'll completely admit it's just Lukey Boy being stupid, and I don't know why he fought the way he did. But I think it'll be close because I don't know how good Nezzy is doing right now. Like, I don't know how much better he's gotten. Yeah. I know he's just getting his headset back. So he's definitely I think he's gonna be not better than the last time I've seen him, but he's gonna be back at it. So he's just gonna have to. He's gonna have to really work with what he already knows. Whoa! Why did you try and bite me? That's stupid. I got Nezzy winning. I want Nezzy to win so badly.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think I don't know. I need to spar. I really, really need to spar Nezzy because I don't know how good he is right now. Silvio has always just kind of been a level. So I feel like your opinion might be better on this than mine, Jimmy. Who do you have winning, Silvio or Nezzy? Actually, while he's waiting on that, I think Angel might have mentioned this about how when I beat Lukey, it was literally a comeback. It was not one-sided. So when I beat Lukey the first time, he did okay, but
I think he's talking about Nezzy.
Oh, Nezzy. Okay, just making sure. Because
if he lost the first, then is it really much of a comeback if you knocked him out the next round? That's half the fight that was one-sided for him.
Okay, yeah, when Nezzy beat Lukey. So I don't think that says much. Like, yeah, if he came back, that just shows a lot of dominance. Like, okay, you can have one bad round, and that doesn't mean necessarily that one's better than the other. You know, it's like, oh, okay, he got the knockout. He got the knockout in round 2, lost the first round, so was it really that impressive? Yeah, I think that's crazy impressive. He had one bad round, comes back in round 2, and just finishes him off from a deficit. Like, I think that's pretty good.
It wasn't like a big gap, though, is what I'm trying to say. Like, it was like, he lost the first, but then he got it back in the next.
Yeah, I don't know who I'd want to win. I'm just more interested in the fight. I kind of want to see what Nezzy's potential is. I think that's the big thing I'm going to get out of this fight, is seeing how good he is.
Okay, so run me through the fights that I missed. The last one I heard was
you just missed
Mr.
Jim. You just missed Wheat and Gold, and then
we figured
Wheat and Gold Master. Yeah, you already know what I'm going to say, but I do want to give a little more in-depth answer to it.
Okay.
What was I going to say? Okay, based off personal experience. So you guys have never fought in an official, right?
Never.
Okay, just spars, right? No, have y'all even done a tag team together?
No.
Okay, so my personal opinion, my first time stepping in the ring with Wheat was in a tag team, and I was definitely getting the better end of the trades. Personally.
What are you talking about?
Bro, what do you mean? No. I was beating you until Cal came in and literally tore me to pieces. Cal ripped me up like a piece of paper. But you, bro, you might have been winning, but you were probably the easiest person to counter that I've ever fought. Like, if you go back and watch the stream,
right.
I don't know why. I don't know. But I fought Goldmaster 2 times. I knocked him out both times. But in the second fight, I felt like nothing I was doing would work. I couldn't stay back away from him to come to me. I couldn't pressure him. I couldn't keep the center and try to counter him. Just nothing. I felt like, I don't know. I just felt like useless in that fight. I don't know. Goldmaster's just that guy, and I do believe he will be Mr. Wheat, and I don't think it'll be close. I think yeah. I mean, I like Mr. Wheat. He's a really cool dude. I just think Goldmaster's a better fighter.
Mm.
And like I said, I think Goldmaster's top 3, if not number 1 all time. I'm not going to debate that right now because I don't want to talk about it. But I'm being serious too. Like, I don't even like.
We can get into that debate later.
No.
Because that's crazy. No, I think that's all valid points. I said before, I even said whenever you were gone that I think it'd be stupid if you didn't think Goldmaster wasn't going to win. I think he's clearly the favorite. I don't think like there's no chance of me winning. I think there's a okay chance, but definitely lean him. And then the other fight we were just talking about was Silvio versus Nezzy.
Hey.
And who you got.
Okay. Let me plug in my headset real quick.
No, that's fair. Dude,
Goldmaster number 1 all time. Suck my dick.
Dude, that's crazy, bro. That's a crazy take. These new gens are getting out of hand.
You can't have that opinion and not be around back then. Like, that's like you can have opinions for other rankings, but not being around for H2O and then saying someone's fast, and that's a little insane.
I think I got Nezzy. He hasn't done too much, but from what I've seen, I think style-wise, he just beats Sylvia. Yeah, I think it'll. I don't think it'll go to decision either. I think it'll probably end in like the seventh round because they have 3 potions, right?
Yeah,
It's probably like the 7th round.
yeah.
Also, I want to point out, bro. Didn't he vacate the belt last night? Or am I tweaking?
Yeah, and then he changed his mind this morning. I guess
He unvacated, bro. Like what? But sort of.
Kind of strange. Next fight we have. Where is it at? Silvio. No, optics frozen. Atomic versus Lex Play.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
I'll go first here. I think Lex Play is beating the guy. I hope Lex Play beats him. I like Atomic too, but I just think Lex is better right now.
Aiden the
Yeah.
Chad.
Yeah, me too. So
Aiden the
their
Chad.
last fight, for anyone who didn't see it, Lex didn't lose a single round. Like not even the round he got KO'd in. Like he was up heavily. They went through all their potions. Lex was dominating him. Like it was pretty one-sided. It was badly one-sided. And then Zane and Samurai thought it'd be just top tier, great, goated advice to tell him not to take his potion when there was no reason to do that when he was already winning like so badly. Like if you took his potion, all he had to do was just play the same again and he got a KO. But no, they decided to be dumb. You can hear me on stream saying, "Don't do it." I swear on my mom's life, it will not work. It did not work, and it didn't work, and obviously, and I think this time Lex hopefully finally learned his bad choices to stop not taking potions, and I guess Tommy just texted me as we're talking. Hey, fat ass fat. Oh, I can't say that. I won round 1. Suck my cock. I don't think you did. And then I don't think Atomic's magically gonna figure out what to do. Yeah, I think Lex Play is he's pretty annoyed. He's pretty mad at himself. So, and he's been wanting this rematch. So he's probably. I think it's just gonna be a recreation of the last match. He's probably gonna put a beat on him.
So I actually we saw what happened with Sylvia and Luki. Luki was literally dominating him in the first fight. Got a lucky potion win, and then literally same scenario. But then in the rematch, Sylvia showed that he got better. And yeah, and I think a similar thing is gonna happen with Lex Play. Although there was some time between Luki's fight with his first fight with Sylvia and the other one. But I still just think Atomic. I don't know. He usually he usually wins the fights that he's like worried about. Like he's like freaking out right now. Talk about how he's gonna duck Lex Play, vacate the belt, something like that. But I don't know. I just got faith in Atomic, and yeah, I believe he will win the rematch.
I said I had faith, so he'd finally just shut up and do the fight. But now that he has no choice, I don't have any faith. Sadly, not sadly. I really want Lex to win. I think Atomic needs a good loss every now and then. I think he's overdue.
Keep him humble.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice. Moving on to what some are calling the biggest fight on the card.
Nobody said that. I haven't even said that. I can't even promote it as that. Going in B-side against Samurai is insane just because he has the BMF belt. One belt I won like 3 times, by the way, in case anybody's curious.
We have Samurai versus Calvin Omega. Since you're the one fighting, we'll get your opinions of it.
There's a lot of backstory, like just to this entire rivalry or whatever you want to call it. He's basically like what really like set me off into the community. When I first started, I was fighting I signed up. I met like Dytron and other people first, but when I first met Samurai, he was kind of known for trying to make these like money fighters for to promote and make big and stuff. And there weren't many that actually succeeded. He had like Todd. He was let me freeze your chair because I'm gonna grab it on accident. Todd. He was one. He really tried to get big. He just couldn't necessarily make it till it got dull. And the best person fighting was the old Angel, which wasn't that crazy. He had Cesaro was a successful one. Shaggy never in his life ever. He had these certain individuals he'd try and get big by like making them his like experiment. I came in. I remember one of the first times I met him. He made this like god awful training system for me. It was like propellers in the ring, and I had to like duck under them and then jump over the next one, which I don't know why. When you can't even jump in officials, and it was cool. And then I started a league called OMBL, and he for some reason immediately trusted me or had faith, and he gave me the PBC, one of the PBC maps, like an original version, to use for the league, which was sick. And then once OMBL, I was about to start it, he just gave me PBC. So then from there, we weren't on the greatest
Terms.
There's
Comment from Angel, by the way, about you telling your entire life story. Well, here, since I think he's paused, who do you have winning the fight before we talk about everything else that's
I
going
can't
on
tell you
with
how badly I want Cal to beat him, but I think Samurai's gonna win. Samurai's way too active. He wants this too bad. I really want Cal to win. I don't want Samurai to think he's number 2, but I do think Samurai will win, and I do keep going to think he's the second greatest fighter of all time because of it. So,
You think
even
that
if
he
won't
would be if he won the fight?
No.
Oh,
I think
okay.
he thinks he'll be, but hell
yeah.
no. No. His accomplishment on anything, the Cal's accomplishment. So other than that,
That's
a win over Cal doesn't move him up past Cal. So
yeah, I think that's fair.
especially current Cal,
Current Cal, wash, trash, terrible.
garbage
So
Cal,
are you back, Cal? We'll finish your little story.
dog shit.
No, okay. So I'll go. In terms of who's gonna win the fight, I think I agree with a lot of your points. My biggest concern is I think Cal's better than him, but he is a lot more active. Not only is he more active, he wants it more, I think. And it's not that I don't have faith in Cal. I just have faith that Samurai might pull off something crazy. And I think it's just that I do want Cal to win. I would prefer Cal to win. But I don't know, man. I have this sinking feeling in my gut that something bad's gonna happen, and Samurai's gonna piece this fucker up.
Exactly.
Like I can literally picture it in my head, and it's crazy. But I do think there's a fair point to be made that Samurai, every time he's fought Goldmaster, especially as of recent, has done quite bad, quite bad.
No, that's Goldmaster.
So we're using Goldmaster as a baseline compared to even when Cal came back to kind of do that last minute tiebreaker match with Goldmaster not that long ago. Was it their 5th match or whatever? They were 2-2. He still put on a much better fight than what Samurai did. So that's why it comes down to, yes, I think Cal's better, but in terms of style matchups, can fucking Samurai pull something out?
Exactly. And
Yeah,
I feel like stylistically they've changed so much since their last fight. Y'all's last fight was in WBE, right?
yeah.
Like coming up on 2 years since y'all's last fight. So I think so much has changed about them each that it'll be interesting. I don't know.
We've had 4 fights. He went 2-0 with me at first. When I was coming in, around the time he was in FNL, he was trying to build up that Big H show fight, and he couldn't. He couldn't win the matches he needed to. I think I think he beat Tron during that. And that I'm pretty sure he beat Tron for one of his belts. Yeah, he did. He beat Tron for his belt, and then he fought me for a vacant. It was that spiky one right there.
Um,
And he beat me. In that fight though, I think I've told the dumb story about it. My dad just popped me in the kidney like mid fight, and I was like, I could not like keep up, and I couldn't fight. It was anyone who's been hit in the kidney knows, especially by a grown man, knows like that. Like it turns your body off. Like it's like a switch. And it took me like a minute to get back up, and I couldn't put it on. And then our BBL fight, we fought in an All Stars. We were like team captains, and that event was horrible. That was like one of the first times I got introduced to bad hitboxes. It was bad, and he beat me probably by like I think it was like 2 hits or something, and it was whatever. I didn't care too much, especially because it got changed to on record afterwards. Bandicoot's a black prick for that. And then we fought again. It was BBU, yeah. That was like a cage fighting league, but it was met with like boxing rules, and it was managed right. It went great, and that was that fight.
You can't wait. Oh no,
What?
I don't know.
Oh, what were you gonna say? You can say it.
I was just gonna say I don't know. Just cage fighting seems weird.
I wouldn't count it if it was like you'd have to be at one of the events to understand. It was like you couldn't do anything crazy. The cage wasn't like humongous. It looks big now, but it was closed a little bit more. I kind of like consider how like kickboxing kind of is, or sometimes they have like the octagon ring, and I thought of it kind of like that. And I really wish they would have like made it a ring. That'd have been cool. But I beat him in there, and I had both fights we've had. I've taken it easy on him, or the both fights I won. When I fought him BBU, trying so hard to make that a good fight, and I made it way too close accidentally. It was by a 1 hit, and I knocked him out. And then we fought in WBE 2025 or something. Well, should say it on there. And we built up for it. He prepared, and I gave him his time to prepare. And I guess I can say it by now. It was kind of, or I won't say that because I know he watches these, but I had to take it easy on Samurai in that fight. And then I did almost slip up too. Like he did start piecing me up out of nowhere because I let it go too easy, and we had potions every round, so it was fixable, and we went to decision. Because I mainly only brought it to decision because we wanted to be the first 12-round fight. That was like that was the big thing. We promoted it as 12 rounds, and then I won. He likes to say it was a lot closer than it was, the scorecard say, but it was not. It was definitely me winning. Like there was no doubt about it. This time around, I'm a lot worse. No beating me has like any relevance now, sadly. But to him, I guess it does. I came back. I didn't even expect to stay this long when I came back during DM, but I ended up. It wasn't even like my goal. I ended up dominating the whole new generation. A generation like we old gens weren't supposed to be able to thrive in. By what they say, and I did, and I did a lot during that time period, but eventually it did catch up to me. Obviously, just I don't know what it was. I think with the game slowly downgrading with hitboxes and just not being able to keep up the same style I used to do. I don't know why, just not with me anymore. I do see like the idea where like everybody's scared for me, but I'm gonna say this now. There's no more than one world where he wins this match, and I don't think it's this world. I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty sure. I'm not preparing for this fight. I don't care. I have no intent to get on this bar. I don't like sparring. Anybody who knows me knows this. I'll get on the day before the fight. I'll do a couple spars. I'll figure out a jab or something, or I'll figure out how to drag again, and I'll be fine. I'm promising. If this is not that 1 out of 100 worlds, then I'm gonna go in there and it will be a slaughter. You see how we just held up against Pineda, and I love Pineda, but you put him in the ring with me now. You saw we've seen what happens like the past like 3 times. He doesn't survive, and I figured new things out, and I don't think I'm as good, but I think I still know. If you compare our all-time resumes, and even if you just compare the new generation resumes when we came back, he's been back for what a year now, basically. Like he's had these breaks, but I mean everybody has every now and then. I've beaten Goldmaster. I've beaten Japan. I've beaten. We fought a different couple names. Like I've never fought Jays or anything, but I've held up way better. And that's all there is to it. You can, like you said, use Goldmaster as the baseline. I just fought Goldmaster. Horrible. Like, I think this is like, I'd say like active, like being experienced fighter wise. This is the worst version, and I held up okay. Like, I held up definitely better than he did, and he trained for like 3 weeks to a month of getting ready, and Goldmaster had to be careful not to knock him out. So I think if you just think about that, he's great and he's done what he's done, but I've done more, and I know he likes to put the number 2 pound for pound debate like on the line for this fight, but that's not true. And I'll say it even after I win. I won't say it just if I were to lose somehow. I'll say it after I win. This does not determine anything. Yeah. I don't like to like sound cocky or anything because I think there's like still arguments, but there's only one right option for 2, because there's only one right option for 1 right now. It's H2O, and if H2O is 1, the person that's second is me, and there's no reason. Samurai, this is where like I don't know if he's gonna be here, but this is where it gets like arguable or not arguable, mad probably for him. I think. He hasn't even proved he's better than you. He hasn't proved he's better than Zane. I think even Goldmaster's getting up there to make an argument soon.
Yeah.
And I don't know why he thinks he's done the worst out of everyone in the top 5 outside of H2O because he hasn't been here for this new generation. He's done the worst out of them. And he's just jumping to the highest reward. Like I don't like when he announced who wants to see the fight, he said who wants to see like number 2 on the line. Like that's not up for grabs. Like if that was the case, then Goldmaster would be number 2 right now. Like just because he just beat me. That's just not how it works. So this fight's specifically just for fun for him. I'm gonna beat the absolute shit out of him. I'm pretty sure if I want to, and I like feel confident enough like sparring, pretty sure I could get a round 2 KO on him. Like that's how confident I am. I saw him how he fight Pineda. And I think when I beat him, if he even wants his argument to even stay like top 5, he needs to start fighting Zane. He needs to start fighting Wheat, and he needs to win. And if he can't do that, then I don't know. I can't argue for him.
A really, really long, really well-spoken thing. I'll listen to what Angel had just said. Okay, guys, let's move it on. I think we get the picture here. I mean, I agree with almost everything you said. I don't think this fight determines anything. If anything, if he beats you right now, it just proves that maybe he's better right now. But it's just for this fight. Like, I don't think it has anything to do with the pound-for-pound list. I don't know. I think there's been too much focus recently in the community when it comes to this top 10 list. And updating it every time there's a fight, or how does this affect someone's legacy? And I think that narrative is being pushed heavy by some old gens. I think there's some new gens who's pushing for like Goldmaster in Japan, and I can kind of get that. But then you have old gens defending their spots. Like, I don't know. I just feel like we as a community should just fight and just kind of keep going. Like, I don't think this was ever really a concern back in the day until. Like as old gens, I don't really think it was that big of a deal until it was. I mean, I think Samurai actually made that a big deal back then too. I think we just fight, man. I think that's all we gotta do. I want you to win. I do think you're number 2 pound for pound. I don't think it's close. I think the gap between him and number 2 is much further than the gap from him and number like 4, if we're gonna say he's number 3. So I think we can move on to the next fight. That was a long-winded, nice little.
I had to explain why
BMF
this
championship.
dumb fight's even happening.
We've actually had arguments about this. Actually, no. We'll wait until we get to the main event to really discuss that, because that was the co-main. Main event number 2, we have Zayn versus Japan. I am looking forward to this match. I think this is going to be a good fight. What's your
Me first. Okay. I like Zayn. I like Japan too, and I think Japan wins. I don't think it moves Japan up. I think the thing about most like old gens right now is they're not nearly as good as they used to be. So I don't think this is a proving fight for Japan. If anything, it's a proving fight for Zayn, to prove he's top competition. You know, he has some really good wins over some mid-level fighters. Not mid as in bad, but mid as in like pretty decent. And I think this is I think this is like a good like chance for him to move up and possibly even get a second fight with Goldmaster. I think that would be really cool to see Zayn versus Goldmaster 2. Zayn has definitely gotten better since their first fight. And I think him beating Japan and him and Gold beating you would be a good way to set up that match for a title. So yeah, I do have Japan winning, but it would be cool to see Zayn win.
All right. What about you, Cal?
Zayn's been showing how really good. He was confident against Japan. Like he was upset the fight didn't happen because he thought he really had it that day, and I guess this comes into like the booking thing. He was scheduled to fight Tron on the card because of some interesting things, and he was not nearly excited. He really wants to show off against these new gens now. I think I bribed him with money enough to the point where he's like genuinely invested again, and he's really into it. He did a lot better in the 3v3 than I think he did against Jin. But I think he like slowed down against Jin for some reason. I don't know what it was. But also 3v3 is a 3v3. So, but Japan is nervous for Zayn. He's always had since they first encountered in the first 3v3 where New Gens got mauled. He's had a weird fear of him, and I think it's because he's a lot more he does a lot different against old gens than like some of the other new gens do. Like Goldmaster, he can really put the work on, but Japan, some of the styles like the old styles, he's not the greatest cut for, but he can win, and he usually does. But like Gearless shows like a one that like can oddly enough put a really good fight up against him no matter what. Like even if like some of them were fluky, to do it repeatedly, that's interesting. But Zayn, I don't know how great he's gonna feel that day. So I can't really speak on it. But what was Japan's last fight? Do you know?
No idea.
Well, I think it was Gearless Show. I want to say it was Gearless Show.
Was it a win or a loss?
It was a no contest. It was a draw originally, but it turned into a no contest. But I'm going with my gut. I'm gonna go with Zayn. I really think he's just in that good shape now. I think Japan's really gonna have a difficult time.
Yeah, I want Zayn to win. Zayn's like the GOAT. Like, if we're being honest here, if I had to say like who represents Rec Room Boxing as like the greatest fighter, boom, we're putting Zayn in there. He's just that's Rec Room Boxing's GOAT, truly. But you know, if we want to talk about statistics, then fuck it. We have to put H2O on there.
He's the Aura King. That's all.
He's the Aura King.
That's what it is.
Exactly. he he's crazy, man. I like I really want Zayn to win. I think it's a testament to he's was overlooked for a really, really long time. Like for obviously back in the day he was number one, and then H2O started coming up, and all time lists started getting, where did he place? And he was one for a long time until he got passed by H2O, and then I think over time, especially since he was so inactive, we started chipping away at his placements, and he fell down. Some people consider him number 5 or number 4 or 3, wherever you want to put him. So I think definitely I agree with what Jimmy said. This is more of a Zayn fight than it is a Japan fight of like what they can do. Because if Zayn wins, that's crazy. That looks so good for his like resume. Of he dominated back in the day, was gone for so long, is able to come back and still dominate now against some of these top new gens who were saying should reach the top 10. Japan based on like Gold Masters list, right? So I'm excited for it. I think it'll be good. I want to say Zayn. Like I'm never gonna doubt the guy. He's just him, man. He's just him. And with that, we can move to our final fight of the card. That being Wild Owl versus Carlos 2.
That's the main event.
Yeah, I don't know why he made that the main, but it's different, I guess. So it's whatever. But I think Owl jumping from a year nearly without being able to get a belt to just main eventing a double headliner is kind of insane. I think just especially that fight too. I think Zayn in Japan is like that kind of made sense for headlining, like being the main headline. Like I know, but
yeah, Zayn in Japan makes more sense, but it's whatever.
Yeah,
Anyways,
whatever. They all happen. So in their last fight, Carlos killed him. It was not close at all. Like, was he? I don't know if he was even half when the fight ended. He knocked him out in the 5th. Like he went 5-0, was destroying him, and then he started talking trash. He said, "Screw it, I'm gonna knock you out," and knocked him out.
Oh my god!
So I think it's gonna be a lot longer this time, obviously, because potions. I think Owl's gonna have more time to figure out a plan, but I think also Owl's gonna have time. I think not Carlos is gonna have time too. I think Carlos is gonna be a step ahead, just because that's what he's been with against him. And I don't think it'll be as bad. Like I think I'll probably win some rounds because there's a lot more rounds. But I do still think it's gonna be a championship level slaughter. Like I think Carlos is gonna slowly break him down. Now it's just gonna get less and less confident. So I'd have Carlos by like around 10 KO.
Oh, okay. Wow, we have Angel here joining the pod. Great, love to have you. I want to finish off talking about this fight, the Wild Owl versus Carlos. I'd love to speed run the card and kind of get Angel's input on some of these. Just like real quick. Anyway, Jimmy, what's your Wild Owl versus Carlos? Who do you have?
My fault. I'm delayed. My fault.
So Carlos and Owl, if you watch what Tron did in the second Owl fight, where he stayed back and waited for Owl to come in and counter him, and if you watch my fight with Carlos that happened a little bit ago, did the exact same thing. I think Owl's gonna just chase him down, try to do what he did against Tron, kind of like what I did to Carlos, and I think it's gonna end bad for him. And I think history is gonna repeat itself, and Carlos will dominate Owl again. So I don't know, late knockout, round 7, something like that, 8.
Yeah, I think when it comes to Carlos, he's kind of a unique fighter in the sense of I think maybe you either know it or you don't when it comes to beating him. Like you either have it or not, and I think it's kind of hard to figure that out while fighting him. You know how he fights, like you can see how he fights, but if you just can't figure it out in the moment, you may just be cucked. Like you may just have to deal with that loss.
You know a lot about that, don't you?
Yeah.
You know about that.
Yeah.
And so I think that we'll know who's going to win the fight within the first couple of rounds. If within those first couple rounds, Al is like putting on a show and he's doing really good dish out and handle everything that Carlos is known for, I think it's smooth sailing. I don't see Carlos adapting all crazy and all of a sudden making some comeback. But if we see Carlos winning those early rounds, I think that's a pretty good indicator that Al may pick up some stuff later on in the fight and do a little better, but for a majority of it, we'll see Carlos win. So my bet is actually, I don't know.
Could you go?
Oh, my fault.
I don't know who exactly will win. Don't even have really a preference on who I want to win. I just think, like I said, within those first couple rounds, we'll see who does it. But with that, I would love to hear Anil's input kind of through the whole card here. Is that too many fights?
Because
we can.
I feel like I know a ton about the people I booked because I know.
Try to choose. Since you made the card, I feel like this should be really good. Do you want to start off at prelims?
I will do every single fight. Just give a one-word answer, no explanation.
All right, perfect. Riley versus Ghosty Boy.
Riley.
Aspect versus Banana.
Aspect.
All right. Bing King versus Elam Adam. King? That's so sad. Brada versus MLG Joe.
Broda.
PJ versus Bones.
Bones. I'm sorry, PJ.
Ooh. Alex versus King J Money.
They're both gonna get mad at me. I'm gonna go King J Money, but I want Alex to win more.
All right. Fair. So that's what the prelims out. Now that we're on the main card, some more input is okay. Haladinho versus Hunter.
Chaladinho, he's already beat him.
Okay. Zork versus Django.
Django, he cuts 2 good angles.
Like the famous song. Yeah. Anyway, Doodoo Man versus Shiesty.
Doodoo Man is gonna be on the back foot the entire fight.
Okay. Error versus ZBT.
Error's gonna outrange him and piece him up.
Probably. Lukey Boy versus J-Sway.
Gonna be on the back foot the entire fight. Like them both, and I know Lukey Boy's watching. He's gonna DM me. I'm sorry, I'm picking Jay's way, but I want you to win more. That makes sense. But I like Jay's way too. He thinks I hate him. I don't hate him. I've helped him a lot, if anything. So
yeah. I think you went Lukey Boy originally on this one. Changed your mind to J-Sway. I think you chose Lukey Boy, right? Or yeah, you chose Lukey Boy. I went with J-Sway. I think that Lukey Boy can definitely do it, but I think there's some flaws in Lukey Boy's game plan that the J-Sway could exploit. Tupac versus Obtuse Berry.
They're both gonna get mad at me. Tupac and Obtuse are gonna say he lost because of hitboxes.
Can I put this in? Tupac did beat me in Goldmaster today, flawlessly.
I heard about that, and I really wanted to make this a title eliminator, but the thing is, Barry doesn't deserve it, and Tupac does. So if Tupac does win, he could just skip a title eliminator. I'm not gonna lie. He's 7-2. His only losses are Carlos and Deadtron, which is insane. So
why is he gonna be such a boring fight though?
All right. So wait, who'd you say you had for that, Tupac? Yeah. Okay. Apollo versus King George.
Y'all were hating on this. They had a fight when Apollo barely started, and Apollo nearly won that. And that was when George was at his absolute most active, never got off the fucking game. And Apollo, like he fights like Fab and he plays spaces now. I think Apollo's gonna win.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Now I feel like we hit to the upper end of the card. I think these are the prize fights. Juju versus Nori.
Juju and then Nori won't shut up about hitboxes afterwards.
Okay, that's pretty solid. Deadtron versus Rebel 3.
It's a great fight. I love this fight, especially because I think there's genuine animosity between them because Rebel on multiple occasions has said that Deadtron sucks and that his style will just never work against his, and that he could probably round 1 KO him again, which is how their second fight went in WSB allegedly, or apparently it was like a round 2, but it should have been round 1 because of timing. I don't know. All I know is that I hope they actually beef in the lead-up. That would be sick.
Who do you have winning it?
I'll take Tron purely because he had such a amazing defensive display against Wadao. If he rushes, he's a dead ass an idiot. Like real shit, a retard.
Okay, I completely agree. By the way, I think that Tron can definitely win this. He just has to play smart. I think that's kind of what we all were saying. Was that Rebel's really good and easily as which was it both of you who thought that this wasn't going to go to decision at all? Like definitely.
This is not going decision. Oh, actually no, it could. You know what? I actually truly believe this could go to 5-round decision. And if it was to go to decision, I feel like Deadtron would win.
Oh, okay. Goldmaster versus Wheat.
God knows how seriously he's taking
I want
the fight.
that.
No offense, but there's definitely some certain people, may or may not be in the room, that he pushed a fight for it to be better. If he takes you too easy, it's not going to be a good day for him. I think he mauls you, and just in any other instance, though. But who God knows, he might just be feeling nice.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good point. I think if he does go easy on me, my chances are way higher.
I want that.
Who was it? I think it was Samurai the other day when we were sparring. He was like, he had at least a 12-hit lead on me or something crazy like that in the spar. He was piecing me up. And then he had said that he started taking it easy on me, and I clawed it back, and I won the spar. Like it was a fucking excellent class on me. He said at the end he had to start trying, but it was too late. I was already fucking in the zone. Silvio versus Nezzy.
Excuse me.
There's no doubt that I want Silvio to win. Way more. No offense to Nezzy. I have nothing against Nezzy. Whenever I say something different from him, he thinks I hate him. I don't. Different opinions happen, you know?
Yeah.
I'm going to say Silvio defends his title. I think if Silvio was to win, I don't think it would be too close. But I think either way it wouldn't. I think one of them is going to shut each other out. They're going to just find the other person's style.
How does this affect Nezzy if he wins?
Nezzy's the best new gen in the game.
Oh, okay. That's pretty dope. Atomic versus Lex.
He went from not having a pro fight to winning a title. Like he had a title opportunity in 1 week, in the span of literally 4 days.
Okay, that is actually pretty crazy. Atomic versus Lex Play 2.
I think Atomic's gonna find him out.
Oh.
And also, he didn't win the first round. By the way, I remember watching it, and he was raping Lex the first round, and then he immediately threw it out the window. So yeah, he did not win the first round against Lex Play. I think he'll win this one though.
So you have the same mindset as Jimmy has that he'll.
And also, it's a
do
little
something
biased.
different.
I just like Atomic way more. Like way more. Like I'm willing to just admit that.
Okay, now we get into our main events. Co-main event: Samurai versus Omega, the fight everyone's talking about.
No.
Who do you have?
I genuinely can't tell you the last time I've been so concerned for Cal. Maybe Gold Mask. Literally maybe Gold Mask. No. Fab after he got not good in the Legacy tournament. I think that's the last time I've been this worried for Calvin in a fight ever.
Now,
dude, okay. Look, because here's the thing about Samurai Style. When he rushes, when he does this and then pulls back on it, Cal's gonna go in, try to hit, and the shit won't land because his gloves are blocking, and Cal's gonna start losing his mind. Because when Cal doesn't land a shot or two, he genuinely just gets so fucking mad.
So I actually have a question. So, and I think a big reason a lot of at least we're concerned for Cal isn't necessarily because of skill. So I think if this was just a normal fight, I don't think we'd be as nervous. I think because the narrative of Samurai pushing the number 2 pound for pound is on the line, it's far more like, okay, the consequences of Cal losing are greater than just him losing a normal match, which is what I think. I know Cal's like, why does everyone keep thinking I'm going to lose? I think that's probably where the concern comes in. It's just the severity of it.
My genuine expectation, I'm going to be so dead honest, I think he's going to lose. But there's nothing I want more than for Cal to win.
That's fair. Hey, that's fair. Sometimes you gotta go with your gut here. Zayn, main event number 2, Zayn versus Japan.
Dude, I genuinely don't think I've ever picked against Japan. Not even against Goldmaster. I was so sure he was gonna be Goldmaster. I want Japan to win. I'm actually gonna pick Zayn. I think Zayn fights like a so much better version of Gearless Joe, as in like they both just stand their ground, guards like this, and just throw hooks forward, long hooks, and they just pierce right through whatever guard you have, and they don't commit too hard so that you won't walk into a Japan counter. They'll just step. They have long enough. I think Zayn has longer range too. He'll drag enough to where he can hit him, and Japan will go like this. He'll miss and get hit to the body maybe. I'm gonna pick Zayn. I want Japan to win way more though.
Ooh, okay. We were talking about legacies and who this affects here, and we were saying that this is more of a testament to Zayn's skill if he
100%
wins.
more better for Zayn. Yeah.
Okay. Where do you think this puts them? So, hypothetically, Zayn wins this. Where does this put him right now in terms of current fighters who's like their skill-wise?
Current
Top
fighters
5 right now. Yeah.
I think he'd only not be able to pass. Are we counting Goldmaster?
Yeah. No, because he's retired.
Oh, then I think his only hurdle would be he'd have to just fight either Deadtron or Wadao. And if he beats, even if he beats Deadtron and not Wadao, like, no, I'm not saying he'd lose to Wadao, but like he beats Deadtron next event, and then like he hasn't fought Owl yet, I think that automatically puts him above Owl. Probably, right? Oh no, that's my opinion.
I think that's fair.
Just because he's a pretty solid fucking fighter, dude.
And what about for Japan here? Japan wins. What's his next step?
I think it's also a solid win for Japan. I think Zayn looks really good right now, so I think Japan would he'd become a world champion again. It's really hard to recover from losses like the one he did from Tron, where he lost like a large majority of the rounds. I would say if he still put Tron above him, I wouldn't mind. Like Tron and Owl. I think he would go above both of them. But to each their own, you know?
All right. And then to our actual main event for the WBA Championship.
By the way, I'm sorry. I know y'all got upset at this. I've never been one to care too much about match orders. Like, pretty much at all. So I might start, like, caring about that more. Because I just throw them, boom, 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 boom. That's it. I don't care.
Oh, that's fair. Wild Out versus Carlos 2. Who do you have?
I think, first of all, no matter who this goes to, I think it's going to be a 1 or 2 different fight. I think this is going to be... No one's expecting it. I think everyone's expecting a domination from either side. I think it's going to be like a 2 different fight. I think Wadao's going to win, but there's no way you can be writing off Carlos by how he beat him the first time. Like, 0 chance you can write off Carlos. And also just how he's doing in general, you know?
Yeah.
But I think purely just basic comparisons against Tron. Styles make fights, but yeah, Tron, I'll do a lot better.
All right. I want to ask a similar question I did before with Zayn Japan. So let's say Wild Out takes this. What do you think this does for his like current legacy? Do you think this shuts down the narrative about PCVR being so much of an advantage, or how do you think this plays into all that?
Okay, so he's gonna be fighting on Quest 3 for this, and I was, y'all know I was really, really adamant that PCVR wasn't that much of an advantage. Me and Cal debated at literally midnight my time, 3 a.m. his time. Of course, he DM'd you about it for like 2-3 hours, bro. It was so.
I was completely at odds with him that entire time.
Oh, my fault.
Yeah, same.
And it was interesting. And when they redid their match, I literally DM'd Cal, I'm sorry I was wrong, because I genuinely was. And I can admit when I'm wrong. So I was definitely wrong. PCVR does give an advantage. It still doesn't change that Owl's a great fighter though. Like, he's definitely still a great fighter. 100%.
Yeah.
So who did you pick for the main event?
I picked Wild Owl, but I think it's gonna be a 1-hit. I think it's gonna be like crazy ass fight. I think it's gonna be 1-hit difference. I think this is in my opinion. I feel like I just have a weird feeling it's gonna be. They're gonna come out and they're just gonna just be trading, and then like nobody's gonna know the rounds and shit. And I feel like, I'm so excited for this one. I don't know why.
Do you think Carlos is getting enough like recognition for his skill right now?
That's so hard to say. I would say yes, but I would probably lean slightly yes. I am more like this, like I think he gets the credit he deserves, but and I think the general consensus is that he's a good fighter, right? Like I don't think anyone wants anything different.
So he beats, let's say Carlos beats Wild Owl. What's a hypothetical matchup you want to see with that?
That's a huge match to win, by the way. That is a absolute.
Or even actually, let me rephrase that. Carlos beats Wild Owl. Where does that put him? Similar to the question, like where did it put Zane in the current skill tiers?
Yeah,
where does it put Carlos?
I think Carlos's only loss has been to Tron, so I think he'd have to just get that one back in blood. Trilogy for the belt would make sense. So he would still be below Tron on my list. I just think that maybe, God, it's so hard when people beat other people that other people can't beat. Like it's just so hard to order shit. Dude, it just really just depends how the fight would go. Like if Carlos dominated, then I guess I just have to put him above Tron. But if Carlos just barely won, I think there's no reason why you can't just still keep Waddle maybe a spot above him or only a spot below him. Oh, it's hard to say. Nah, because then it would be 2-0. I don't even know, dude. It's crazy. Hard.
So, do y'all agree then with Goldmaster's current updated list on like the skill levels, where he put, including himself, Gold at 1, Japan at 2, Owl at 3, Tron at 4, and Carlos at 5? Do you think that's the current standings?
Yeah, I like to see Japan and Wild Owl fight for the second spot though. Because Japan he's only had one definitive win over Wild Owl. And I'm not gonna lie, he was dominating that fight without trying, and then he went out there and just lost the last 3 rounds, like, and it ended up being like a 1-round difference fight. It was crazy. So yeah, he cut it way too close.
I do think it's quite interesting though, because Tron, he just had Tron at number 3. But it's actually, so he had his original list was Goldmaster 1, Japan 2. That changed. Even though has Japan fought yet to like make that a difference? No. So he's just basing it off of the loss. Tron at number 3, Carlos 4, Juju 5, right? And then Owl at number 6 with Zane behind him. We don't have to go through that whole list here, but he had Owl at number 6, and now he's putting Owl at number 3.
I know exactly what list you're talking about. Yeah, that was blasphemous, bro. That is insane.
I just think that's a crazy jump. But if you agree with his current skill...
Yeah, the current one is way better. I think you can base someone's skill more off their wins than like their losses, because anyone can lose to anyone at any point. But if you're consistently out here beating good people, then you're definitely a way better fighter.
Yeah. Okay. Well, with that, we have finished our match card predictions. I think this is going to be a really solid fight. I know that this is going to be in the new venue that Rice is making, right?
So it's gonna be great. Probably the best map we've had in OFC yet. I don't know. I'm joking. It's gonna suck. It's gonna suck.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, we can get the match card out the way. Kind of looking, a topic that's kind of going around right now is the bodies, the new jiggle physics or whatever, the new bean.
Jiggle physics.
the new bean bodies and how that's going to affect the game. What's y'all's current opinions on it, I suppose?
Dude,
and concerns.
Jimmy just looks at me like this. Jiggle physics.
So I actually wanted to see what it was like with the new bean bodies. So I did a few spars with the bean bodies, both bean bodies, both not, both like one bean body, one not. Nothing changed. Felt the exact same. I was hittable. My opponent, I think I sparred Jala a few times. He was hittable. It just felt, nothing felt different. You can actually see now better when people slide, and everyone's the same height, so that might help with third rope. I'm not sure yet though. But I think The only downside, I guess, is it looks a little weird when like you like crouch or something. But other than that, it's completely fine. Hitboxes haven't changed. Nothing too bad has changed.
So you think it's just a bunch of hype, bunch of steam?
Sparring Apollo yesterday. It also shows when somebody's play spacing, because I have a photo if you want to look at my RecNet. Apollo's body literally turns into a pretzel, because I keep telling, I'm not gonna. Y'all know, bro. Keep telling a certain person on Shadow Monkeys that he's definitely play spacing his buns off, and he keeps telling me no, and I spar him, and this dude is a Twizzler, okay? This dude is a Twizzler. Okay? How the fuck does that happen, bro? He's definitely play spacing his ass off. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna DM him probably today that he needs to fucking stop. Because it's one thing when you're play spacing like me and you just hop in and out, and it's another thing when your body is a Twizzler. Okay?
So, do you actually think this will be better or worse for the game, or just not change it at all?
From what I'm hearing, it looks like it's gonna be better, but there's definitely gonna be something that comes with this. Like, we can just never catch a fucking break.
The reason everyone's hating is because they want an excuse for when they lose. Just like same with hitboxes. Yes, hitboxes are bad, but you can't just say every time you lose it was because of bad hitboxes. There are some cases where it's worse, but ever since the update, hitbox, like the amount of appeals that we've got, the amount of discredit towards people's wins against each other just because the hitboxes are worse than they used to be is insane. And I think that's going to also happen with the new bean bodies. I think people are just going to be like, I don't know. I think it's just going to change a lot. I think everyone's just going to blame wins on the new bean bodies. But it literally doesn't change anything. I've sparred a bunch of times, and there he goes. What's up, man?
Sorry, I was seeing what Cal was doing. Yeah, I completely agree. I really don't think this will change much. I'm looking forward to it, honestly. I thought when the Juju video kind of came out where he was like explaining it and everyone's like, this is the end of Rec Room Boxing and whatever else. I thought it was. I've heard that so many times. Like, there's no point. We just gotta let it roll out. And we're gonna. The thing is, everyone's saying this is gonna be the end of Rec Room Boxing. It's not. We're gonna still keep going. I would be shocked.
Bro, we're getting this fucking $200 back, bro. What the hell?
Yeah. And so yeah, I think while it's easy to get overwhelmed and scared by it, I think it's just something we're gonna deal with and we'll be fine.
We should drop hints on that, by the way. That project. When do you think we should drop hints on it?
Once you drop a hint about that, it's gonna be obvious.
Can we say which event?
I feel like it's so obvious what event it would be for her to do something big.
So. OFC 100?
I think like OFC 5, like we announced that months prior. I think we should have like a
You announced it before OFC 1 even happened. Like, it was so funny.
Yeah.
I thought that made no sense, but I just went with it.
I think we should make like a promo poster of like people like that you could expect to see on the card, but no.
Once it's done, I'm gonna take a picture in it probably. I could get like just a teaser trailer of the fucking shit happening, bro. Like, that'd be so cool.
It's gonna be cool. There's things in the plans that they got going on that I'm really excited for. I'm not a part of it. Besides
you're excited for it, but you're not gonna be around for it. Let's be honest. You're gonna leave. You leave before
every single.
I'm not even sure you're gonna fight Goldmaster. I'm not even sure you're gonna fight Goldmaster. I'm not gonna lie.
What are you talking about?
Okay,
bro?
So do I just get Booyah to be the backup for that?
Honestly, might as well. I'm like 50-50 with if you're even gonna fight. You always disappear before your like big matches. I feel like it's gonna be that way again.
Well, I fight Owl this weekend, and then I'll fight Goldmaster. Either are we moving the card to this weekend? I think I don't want to do it personally, but that's just because of my time.
I have a lot of fucking schoolwork, but if that's
I got
what
shit
people want,
going on. But
I don't know. I make decisions for myself, but I also like also being a little bit more akin to the community.
I say just keep it how it is. People are crying because they're scared of the bean bodies. I think it's a good time to see a good event. It's not too like, I don't know, there's not crazy fights with like where it's like, I don't know, like I feel like there's bigger matches that we don't want to Like if you
Yeah.
okay, I'm literally just like mumbling. But like next event, if we set up super fights, we don't want the super fights to have to be the ones to start with
The
being
first time.
We'll do
Yeah.
fight nights. Should do fight nights to test it out.
So
That's where you
I
test
think
things.
we could just
Probably.
keep this event how it is, so we can see how it is in lag, see how it is in not lag. Just the whole event run on the
I
newbie
don't want
bodies.
this arena to be rushed.
Too
It
many.
looks great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also, I wouldn't have time for posters because I have so much schoolwork this week and I have a bunch of tests.
Exactly. Just keep the card.
And I wouldn't have
how
time
it is.
for a press. Not even like anything. It just wouldn't be any like enjoyment in the lead up. Just only be the
I
match
think
card.
I just really want to be there for the event, and I'm not sure I'm even free next weekend. Like I'm supposed to be, but it's like a 50-50 thing. There's a good chance I'm not able to do it.
I have no idea when I'm fucking free. I just have to I literally just take a shot in the dark. Because my parents don't tell me what we're doing until like the day before, pretty much. So, I'm sorry, a lot of cards might be moved to Sunday, and that's why one of the first, I think the first card, I hosted was like on a Sunday, just because I wasn't free Saturday.
No, that's fair. Is that something that we've talked about as to why you're now OFC CEO and Cal's kind of stepped away?
I haven't really talked about it, but
You want to
I'm just-
mention something real quick?
so I texted him around like around the time I was going through the first things and like relationship stuff. I told him like I'm just not feeling it. Like it was clear like every time I fought, like it's mainly just because like my real health. Like I'm trying to like stay healthy, and when things go wrong, sometimes I can't eat. I can't do things right. Like I lose like any progress in anything like I have going on for me. And then I remember I had to fight. I was doing a couple fights and I was not feeling it. Like I went toe to toe with Insanity once at a fight night, and it was clear from like the Siphon fight that just it's completely different. Like that whole run is just like it's gone. Even if I had my arm messed up or whatever, I should have been able to beat Siphon. Like there was no. It was just how it is. Even if he had offsets or whatever, like that shouldn't be able to stop me if I claim for number 2. And then it was clear like I'm not feeling it anymore. And I lost to Jin in WSB. And I text Angel from there. I was like, I don't care. Like I'm not feeling it anymore. Like I don't want the league to end, because if the league ends, you go into like that dull era where like there's really mediocre leagues that are at the top, like basically that WBF era where Wild Owl was the only person that cared about the game. And Angel's been basically helping since the league started. Like he made posters and everything, and he knows he's the closest person to like my league working ethic. So if he's gonna run it, then that's the one I have the most trust in. And then also, I just don't have like as much time either. And when I'm running it, I really I get into like the idea of fighting, and then I actually don't want to. And I have work here soon.
Exactly
He
what I
doesn't
mean.
have work really. Like when he's free, he has he likes playing games and stuff. And I would like to, because I'm not really able to in my situation. And it's just healthier if he does it, because he knows way more than I do. And if I'm the one running it, only the people I know are really going to be fighting, and the new guys coming up I don't really know about, so they're not going to get much attention.
No, I think that's really fair.
That peeve
I've-
me and Jimmy had about like
Yo.
really shitty you people.
How did you just do that? Your head just spun around in a full 360.
Do that on purpose.
It was really cool. No, I have a lot of confidence in Angel. I feel like I don't know. You just got to give him a chance. You know, I don't want anyone to discredit you just because of the first few events. Of course, I don't know if it has been rocky. I don't really know what happened the first event, whether or not it went great or
Pretty
bad.
bad, and I'll take the majority of the blame for that. Even though he says he hosted a lot of it, I mean, obviously he did, but I definitely take credit for the shit that went wrong in that event. A lot of bad calls, I will say. 20, what was the last one? 22. That one was great. I think I did perfectly fine in that one. Besides, for some reason, and I'll never ever explain why, even when Cal would give me one off fights to host, I always have that one stressful moment where we're deducting hits from somebody, and I always get that shit wrong every single time. And it happens every single time I run it, and it's 100% gonna happen next event, and I'm worried for that very much. So
I'm a pretty solid ref. I think I can be there. Just keep it.
I just let Goldmaster handle my dead ass.
Oh my god! Came in like SWAT, bro.
That nigga ran to his headset, bro.
Okay, with that out of the way, I feel like we got the big. Angel. Actually, I did want to ask you this because we had all kind of talked about it. Obviously, the poster you're looking at behind you is kind of referencing what I'm about to ask. What do you think is the implications of the Cal versus Samurai fight?
None.
Correct answer. Okay, moving on.
None.
We can.
The best way to put it, like just like
Bragging
in, like,
rights.
like a paragraph. Yeah, it's bragging rights. That's what whole Samurai will get for it. If there's no way all that I did is surpassed by one loss to one guy who's done way less than I have. Because if that's the case, then like Jin is moved up to like top 5 then, just because
Pretty much.
even if he hasn't done a quarter of what I've done, he beat me, so it's basically the same version. So
That's basically
he's
like
up
saying
there
if
then.
I would have beat him in that one fight night, I'm the best fucking Eugen in the fucking video game. So
It had way more value before. Samurai's a little too late. And for anybody who doesn't remember, and I'm sure like Angel probably does, I mentioned there's a poster. You guys actually should have seen this. I think you have. Panetta made a secret trilogy poster for me and Samurai. Because I remember when Samurai was
he
coming
told
back,
us
I was
about
like,
that.
yeah. I said, I think I was going to offer him a fight. Because, why not? I was active at the time, and it would have been a cool fight to have at that moment. And I would have been, like, cool with it. When I brought it up to him, it's in the chat and everything. He talks about how, I don't really care for it. And then if you also look back at the face-to-face of Gold, he tries putting on the narrative that we're 1 and 2 to his favor. And talks about how like if we were to fight, like he would do it, but there's no reason to. Like it'd be kind of dumb. He was basically like trying to act like he doesn't need to do it. And then I guess he'd been around enough now to where he realizes nobody believes like the things he's saying, and he's kind of trying to.
also, I need the people in the server to give him a reality check, like alongside with us. Nobody cares about this fight, and I'm doing it. And you know what? You think I hate you? I'm doing it literally just to make you happy, cause I don't
Dude,
give
I
a
love him.
fuck about this fight, bro.
He's
Dead
a
ass.
great dude. Like, I love him, dude. But this fight it's whatever. Like, I get nothing from it, and I don't really lose anything from it, but I have to deal with it, and that's one thing I don't like already. And I'm literally doing it for you, and I don't think we can. Are we able to, like? Should we talk about like the? Nah, I guess we'll let him decide if he wants to do it. Because
What the owner chat incident, bro?
Oh yeah, bro.
We do
There's
not.
a good
need to
chance this
talk
fight
about the
doesn't
owner
happen.
chat
By the way,
incident.
still, guys. Like, there's a chance.
Oh yeah,
still doesn't happen.
Can I just say in short, because I honestly don't care. In short, he was gonna pull out because Carlos VR was on the card, and he basically told me that okay, these are your options, and then I told him, oh no, these are your options because I'm the fucking owner, and then I just uploaded the card when he went to sleep. So, yeah.
I don't know. I think. Well, I think everything will happen the way it's supposed to happen. I don't know. We'll move on from it regardless. I would like to move on from the conversation. It's honestly just like draining to
mind.
even think about.
Yeah, it was so stupid. It was like 3 hours, bro. It was the worst 3 hours ever spent.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring up something that Jimmy had, I think, subtly mentioned earlier, and I want to hear. Look, I do not think Goldmaster is the GOAT. Okay, I don't. I am an old Jin, and I respect H2O. Right? I really want to know whether or not you think he's the GOAT. Where do you think he lands right now? I want to hear the argument for Goldmaster. I don't know. I want to hear the argument for Goldmaster, where he lands.
Okay.
Whether he's the GOAT, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, or in the top 10. I want to know the argument for him being there.
where he is, where I think he is at least.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, I still think it's arguable the H2Os though. Like it's just it's just 5 losses. Yeah, thank you for that. Actually, matter of fact,
Oh, 4?
4 max 3.
4 losses.
four.
I thought
4.
on his bio it says 5, but whatever.
Yeah, he's lying to him. So I think he counts a no contest with Lex and BBL because he didn't show up.
He changed that. That shit's been so outdated. It said 2 for like
Yeah.
the longest time.
That motherfucker. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I think it's still I think H2O is still the GOAT. I think if Goldmaster it eventually gets to fight with H2O, and possibly a rematch, I think he solidifies himself as the GOAT. But the main reason I think Goldmaster is one of, if not the greatest fighters of all time, he's at least in the top 3, and no one can change my mind about that. But number 1 is kind of still man. But it's just his accomplishments and how quick he did it. Like most of his, like, everyone can say they have wins over other people in shitty leagues, but most of Goldmaster's accomplishments are in the biggest leagues. He actually does, like, pretty sure most of his losses to people are in the bad leagues. Like, he's undefeated in DM, won all 3 belts in there, beat Owl, beat Cal, beat me, literally beat some of the best fighters in their respective divisions in there. He beat all of the big old gens. He's beat Zayn, which I do want to see again because Zayn has definitely gotten better. But he's beat Zayn. He's beat Samurai 2 times. He's beaten Cal. Like, it's just his resume. Okay, well, yeah. I mean, that's a good fight though. I do think that will make me believe he's top 3 even more if he beats you. And another reason is you guys have been here so long, and like everyone thinks, like, I think I talked to Cal. Cal said, like, if Goldmaster wants to, like, solidify himself in, like, the top, like, 3 or 5, I don't remember what he said. He said he needs to, like, have longevity. But I don't think so. I think longevity is what makes Cal good, right? Cal's an old gen. He did really good back then, and he came back and he dominated again, and that's what makes Cal good. But I feel like if everyone has to do the same thing to become one of the greatest, it's like a quest board. Like, I don't know, like, it just sounds stupid. I think other people are good for what they did and not for, I don't know. I just think like Cal, I think what's his best trait is longevity, his ability to come back and do better. And I think Goldmaster is just, I don't know. I just love Goldmaster. He has amazing wins. And I think he's one of the best.
I would like to say something real fast, in that
What?
he did such a fucking amazing job just now. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
that
lie
was
to you.
good.
He just sold the fuck out of me in terms of
He
putting
got me thinking.
Goldmaster.
That's why I agreed with him
So-
for like 10 minutes, and then I heard myself, and I was like, what the fuck?
That's like, I think the best point you just made that I've never even considered, even really thought about, was what makes Cal good and what makes Cal number 2 or whatever all time doesn't necessarily have to be the same for Goldmaster. I think that's such a good point to make. Like, so, obviously, I agree with the other stuff. Yes, he did really good in the big leagues. He has, like, all these great accomplishments. And I think at the end of the day, I think everyone has. Obviously, you look at the top 5, you have all these great accomplishments across everybody. I think there is something to be said about getting all of those in an extremely short period of time.
I don't even think he hit the main point yet, which is that it's not just that Goldmaster didn't need all this time to do it. It's that he actually one-upped it and did it in a super short amount of time. I think he made his real debut. I don't count Boxing League. He made his real debut in DM like 5, which is crazy.
May. It was in May.
That's
of
May of
2023.
last year. That's like a year and a half he's had to do everything he's done.
Can I say something? So
Yeah.
the period, like how quick he did it. There's when I first joined. No, I'll start here. With how much he's done, you gotta think how much more active it is now. So like if you go like H2O in general, he has like 60 to 70 fights. Gold probably has 3 times that by now. And there's a lot more leagues back. Hang on one sec. Back then there were leagues like I probably have like what when I haven't like fought like a crap ton for like the past like 5 months. Like before then I was like fighting at most like relevant events and stuff. That got me probably 30 to 20 matches in that period of time. But then back then Jesus. What the
Holy shit!
Okay, oh wait,
Bro,
I don't know why I'm still. I
A
don't know why I'm still
gorilla,
talking.
a silverback gorilla, is rampaging through his kitchen.
I really
right
don't want to take away from this episode, but the commissioner just DM'd me. He said we could check something out, and I'm really stupid, and I probably need your help. I mean, just to
Okay.
sing it and shit, or just to understand it. Cause
He needs it right now. Right now.
No, he just he just said let me know when you're free, and I said I'm free right now.
Okay. If you can give us like another maybe 10 minutes, I think this is a nice point to finish off. Is the gold master
Yeah.
thing, and then we can go do it. But anyway, Cal, if you're not there, Angel, if you have anything to add, you can do that now while Cal's
What is this? What point are we still on? I'm sorry, I'm very slow.
we're
Gold
still
Master
talking
the
about okay. Yeah, we're still talking about
Okay,
gold master.
I will say I 100% just out of anger say a lot of stupid shit. Like just dead ass stupid shit. And also an issue that I have is that I don't keep a lot of consistent points. And like people like Jimmy, who's always just on people's nuts, will always keep keep checking me on that. It's
Yeah.
genuinely just because I forget a lot and my opinion changes a lot. It's just what I
Yeah,
feel like
same.
in certain days. So if you ask me, if anyone was to ask me where does Goldmaster place all time, I'll say 6 to 7, just to not cause anything. My true, I think, and obviously it's a lot of it is because I wasn't around back then, so I don't know. I think you
Yep.
can make a good argument for. I think the highest you could put him is number 3 in my opinion. Yeah, number 3. I think number 3 makes sense to me. As my actual list. But if we were to make a consensus list, every old gen would hate that shit. So we'd have to put him a lot lower. Like they wouldn't have him top 5. They'd have him 6.
So, okay, as an old gen, as the reigning old gen in this room, as our kind of my final point of it, if I had to make a list of like a general consensus list, yeah, I would be comfortable. 6, maybe 5. You kind of swayed me a little bit. Honestly, I would argue in a general
You were
consensus list
stuttering
that he
so
could
much,
be
but that
5.
was so fire.
It was fire. I'm gonna rewatch this back just for those points because of how good that was. But I think 6, 7, 5. That range is where I'd be like truly comfortable putting him. But then if we really wanted to sit down and like where does he truly land? I don't know. I think I kind of have to take ego out of it, and that'd be tough because my general thing is that I think Zane and Samurai. I think there are cases for either of them being above me. And so if I put them above me, I would be at number 5. And if I was comfortable with with Goldmaster being at number 5, then I think there's a case for me falling out of that top 5. Which, yeah, maybe there is. I mean, that's dependent, you know. I think the most. I agree. I think the most I would put him is number 3. I don't think there's any world right now I would put him above Cal, and I definitely don't think I would put him above
Yeah, bro.
H2O.
At heart, I'm a Cal Glazer, bro. No, you don't even have to glaze Cal to realize that he's just better than him one time.
He is. Cal
Just
just
too many accomplishments. Too much.
But
like as he said, the longevity was insane off him.
Yeah. So I think truly the most I could ever put him, and this isn't, I'm not putting him at number 3, but right now the most I would ever put him if we had a gun to my head would be number 3. And where I'm comfortable putting him, if I had to make a top 5 or 10 list right now, he's definitely probably 6. I may put him at number 5, but I would have to reconsider me and Zane's how I view me and Zane, I suppose, and whether or not I think Zane's better than me. Because I think there's a much better case for Samurai being above me than there is Zane being above me. Even though I love Zayn, the aura god. So I don't know. I think in time we're gonna see Goldmaster slowly move up those rankings. And look, I'm an old gen. I get it. I don't want to see these new gens thrive, man. Fuck them. You guys are terrible. Worst generation. But yeah, I think truly he deserves to at least be at number 6 right now. I think that's pretty fair. I think when he made his list, he did that. I think he did that just to not cause chaos with the old gens hating on him. I think he even said that. So definitely at least number 6. We'll see how he kind of pushes it through the top 5. Because here's the thing. I think if, let's say Zayn, right? We were talking about Zayn earlier, how this affects his legacy. I think if Zayn still keeps doing good, I think he passes me in Samurai. I think he takes it back. 100%. I truly believe that. I'm 100% comfortable with that being a case. I don't think that's the case right now. Maybe, but I think it's more of a case come if he does good, continues to do good. And if I don't do good, I think that's another case. I lose the gold master, I lose the next couple of fights, then yeah, fuck it, put me at 6, gold at 5.
And I think a really underrated point. Fuck, I lost it. Oh my goodness. Keep talking. I lost it. I'll see in a minute.
Okay, so I actually have a question. Is Japan in your top 10?
Japan's really tough for me to gauge. And I think... Okay, so you look at Japan, right? Does he have... I want to compare him to Goldmaster, since he's the other new gen that we put really high up. Does he have the longevity of Goldmaster, would you say?
Yeah, when he started and he was in his reign, it wasn't as good, obviously. But he was the best new gen. Y'all remember this. And I think the only time y'all saw him slip up pretty much ever badly when he just started was Gearless. Limps. That was the one you saw.
Yeah.
He's literally lost to Limps like 2 times. And one of them was probably one of his first 10 fights. So he doesn't have necessarily as much longevity as Gold, but as we were talking about, that doesn't necessarily make or break someone's all-time placement. Does he have the accomplishments? Like what? How comparable are they to Goldmaster compared to someone like, say, Pizza Man?
Goldmaster doesn't, or no, Goldmaster's wins. Goldmaster has a lot more wins over old gens, and Japan. I think Japan only has Mamba and Samurai.
Mamba, Cow, Wii.
Mamba, Cow, Wii, and Samurai, right?
It actually is. In terms of the top ones, it's pretty.
Are we gonna count Samurai? I don't know. Samurai lost to Japan and Atomic in the same fight night, and he said they counted beforehand and wanted to be a troll and said they did it afterwards. Well, guess what? I can do that shit to you now, motherfucker.
Hold on. Give me literally.
Okay.
Give me literally 7 seconds. I'm gonna run out of my boundary and grab this, and then I'll be right back. It's because of my dog.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm still talking now. Shut the fuck up. I think Japan will 100% makes a super strong case for top 10. He can't pass Goldmaster. That's just my opinion. I think the point, my fault. This is a little too late to say now because we're on the Japan topic now. But I think one really good point that I think I might have been Cal. I could be wrong. Could have been like Samurai. Talking about how like Goldmaster loses in order, or like the fact that Goldmaster has like had these losses, and that somehow doesn't make him a top 3 all-time fighter. Like besides yourself, Cal, and I mean you still also lost a few times in there. Who can you name like Samurai? Like was he a consistent, unbeatable fighter back then? From what I'm hearing, it looks like he just won some and lost some all the time. And everyone just takes his really good wins and just holds that over everybody else. Like, you can't say Goldmaster's bad just because he lost to Japan. And I think that's the only point I heard from that one argument that we had. I keep forgetting he was from. I think it was Cal. He was like, well, no, he lost to Japan. I'm like, how are you going to, like some of you? Like,
I would love this if I could bounce this off like the Samurai, for example, because he's an old gen. But back in the day, I don't want to say he was just this unbeatable thing. He really wasn't. He had a lot of really good wins, but he also had like losses, peppered in there. I honestly, if we're looking back at like mine and his primes in terms of who had more dominance, I was much more dominant whenever I was going crazy after Zane left than he was whenever, especially during PBC era. Which is why that was one of the cases I've always made of why I thought maybe I could have the edge on him, just because I was much more crazy for that time than he was. But yeah, no, he wasn't this unbeatable thing. We've all had losses, so I've had plenty of losses. He's had a number of losses. The only real people the only person in the top 5 that you could say has barely any is H2O. Which is why.
And that's going to bounce off my point. You know what? I think I'm spreading misinformation. I'm pretty sure that was an argument specifically on why gold isn't better than H2O. So that's actually my fault. I think I'm painting this out to be more harsh.
I agree with that point, though. I do. I think that's what.
That's a good point, only in the context of the H2O comparison. I think for Cal, maybe, but Samurai and pretty much everybody below him, definitely not.
Okay, so wait. You think H2O's better? Strictly off, he hasn't lost as much.
No. I can actually give you a 3 list as the 3 reasons why I probably think H2O is just better.
Okay.
One. So we talk about what longevity made Cal good. Longevity made H2O good. That is one of his most defining. He was just unbeatable for such a long time.
He literally came back, schooled Carlos and Cal in the rematch. So yeah.
So it's like he has the longevity. So boom, that's one of the reasons. Dominance. Nobody could beat this motherfucker. And a lot of the time, most of the time, these fights weren't close. Goldmaster's had really good wins over good people. He's also had a lot of close fights. Even in his prime, he's had some close fights. Right?
But if you look at his DM wins, they're literal insanely dominant, some of the worst dominant performances I've ever seen. Gomez, he's undefeated in DM, and it's insane. He didn't ever have a bad fight. He came in. Who was his first fight in DM? Me. He literally drew with me in his first ever official fight. I'm not actually 2-0 with him, by the way. It's I technically won the first fight. I might not. You kind of knew that, but technically it was a draw, but I did win both rounds. But it's whatever. Had a draw with me. Then what? Was Ghost his next fight? No. Ghost wasn't his next fight.
I've really got to get to this guy, by the way. But it was he drew against you, drew against Blake, and then he beat that one kid KO Unchained. Then he beat Ghost. Then he beat
He stopped KO Unchained.
Yeah.
He beat Ghost. He mutilated Toy Bonnie. Then he didn't fight until heavyweight, right? Yeah, he literally started taking pictures mid-match, one hand. Then that's when he moves up to heavyweight, right?
Okay, but I think in general it comes down to: do you think Goldmaster is more dominant than H2O?
I think Goldmaster is the most dominant fighter of all time, and I think that's what makes him good.
Then you're just wrong. No, H2O. That's okay. I don't think that's the most crazy take, but it's just compared to anybody else besides H2O. And the reason I'm saying that is because you look at everybody besides Goldmaster in Japan in this top 10 list that we have. H2O has 4 losses. He has 1 against Cal, 1 against Mamba, and then 2 against me. And I'm going to discredit myself real fast. The first loss he has against me was before he really, really got good. He wanted that fight because he thought he was ready for it. He wasn't, and that's why he lost. And for being completely honest, he bit off more than he could chew. The second time I beat him was because I just beat him that day. We were in PBC. He says that the rounds got mixed up or whatever. I had beat him that day. That's besides the point. He fucking floored me in the BBL rematch. In terms of close fights that he's had that he hasn't lost, the first Samurai fight was really close. Second one, not fucking close at all.
Mutilated him. I saw that shit. And this is what Cal told me. He mutilated no, you told me this. Killed everyone by half health, which is even to do now is insane.
You want to talk about skill too. You want to talk about their abilities. He's fucking gifted for being a 6'4", 6'5" giant, and in his prime, his range. That's why we talk about H2O drag. I 100% give the reason we ban drag because of H2O. I 100% that is my reason why we banned drag is because he was too good. And even after we took away probably his biggest asset, which was his drag, he still crushed everybody because he became a defensive monster. His aggressive was crazy. He became an aggressive monster. His defense was crazy. He went to sword fighting, came back, was still extremely good. There's no stat of H2O's that he slips up on. Fuck it. I'll give movement to Goldmaster because Goldmaster's crazy. But dominance, yeah, he just beat everybody, right? There has never been a time where we looked at a fight with H2O and someone else and thought, man, this could really go either way. Never was that the case. Maybe if you want to say the cow fights. But I really don't think anyone truly believed that. Versus Goldmaster.
The third cow fight was not close. I don't think cow won a single round.
You look at the Goldmaster fights. There's like, oh, well, he's fighting Tron. Tron's kind of good.
That
maybe
he won, like, you did me at the scorecards. He won like 3, and H2O won like 2. H2O won like 4. They had a bunch of draws. I think that's one thing. I think you might have forgotten.
I don't think they did.
I swear they had like 3 draws that fight. I don't know why, but you were
either way. I don't think Goldmaster has ever been so much more the favorite than how H2O was always the favorite. Like, no matter what, by such a dominant margin that, like, I get it. It's tough for me to explain this because a lot of people aren't there. What sucks is we really didn't get into recording fights for a long time. Like, BBL started to do it, but that was kind of later in BBL's days, and H2O didn't fight so much in BBL. You have a lot of FNL, a lot of small leagues, which we just didn't record. And it's tough to, without visually the evidence, to explain how crazy he was. But that's the thing. So if we're just comparing straight up longevity, I give it to. I know longevity. I give it to H2O. Dominance. Fuck it. We can put it close to equal. If I'm really gonna go down, even though I believe
I love Goldmaster, but no way you can say that.
I know, but I'm just for this point. For this point. We can maybe say it's equal. I don't believe it is, but we can say it is. And then the other big one is what? Achievements. Honestly, I think H2O still has more achievements than him. I think obviously Goldmaster has more fights and everything. But to just completely mutilate a generation, a couple generations of fighters with ease is, while Goldmaster's crazy, he was never that crazy. And so that's why I give it to him. I think Goldmaster, his biggest comparison, if we're being so generous, is number 2, and whether or not he can pass Cal. If we're being as gifting to Goldmaster where he should land as possible, I don't necessarily believe we should be making that conversation yet. I think maybe we should slow it down and look at where let's move him through the other ranks a little bit first before we just jump over everyone else in the top 5. But I'm not saying it's impossible. I honestly think it's a case that can be made. I just don't know if we should be doing that just yet. Let's slow it down and then we'll. Yeah.
Okay.
But no, you
my next
definitely
question.
sold me. You sold me on him being.
I'm sorry. This point is amazing, bro. We have to go. I'm so sorry.
Okay,
really gotta go.
Last question.
So you're saying you want to see where Goldmaster can go, like, to push him to, you said max number 2, right? Okay, and I understand you did change my mind on dominance. I do think H2O was more dominant, but I think Goldmaster has speed on him. I think H2O has range on him. I think Goldmaster's faster, better movement. His IQ, like the way he picks up on every single little thing you do in a fight, I think it's better. But my last point, real quick, you said he's around the 5 to 6 range, right? And you said max you could push him is to 2, correct?
Yeah.
Who do you think he would have to beat to put him to number 2?
No, I don't think that it's people he has to beat right now. I honestly think we have to discuss it. Like, I think it's just we have to work through. I think the max he can go is number 2, right? My only concern with putting him at number 2 is we'd have to really look at the comparison between him and Cal.
Right.
Like, I don't
Cal,
know
right.
if he's number 2. I don't know if he could get there, but in my head, just a general analysis of Goldmaster is that's his limit right now, right?
Okay, so
And
you're saying
but maybe with more discussion, especially breaking down him and like the other fighters in the top 5, Samurai, Zane, me, Cal. Once we kind of discuss why he's better than them, I think it'll be more clear where he lands. I think if we just jump over everybody and be like, okay, why is he number 1? I think you kind of have to break it down for them first. Honestly, I think he could be number 2 right now. If we really want to say it, it just depends on, we have to talk about it. We have to actually discuss why. And that's literally it. I don't think it's to beat anyone else. It's just a matter of, I'm not sure yet. Explain to me why he is. Like, I just need to be convinced, I think is it.
So you think his resume is, like, pretty fucking amazing, almost perfect?
I think, in terms of achievements, I don't think he has any less than anyone besides H2O and Cal. I think he is probably just as much as me. I think he's more than Zane. I think he has just as much as Samurai. I honestly, I think I have more achievements than Samurai. I don't think Samurai wants to admit that. Me and Cal broke down me and Cal's personal achievements. It was really close. I have a lot of stuff I did like when I was crazy. But I think he probably has no less, really not much less than, I'll say, than any person in the top 5, right? Longevity, you sold me on that. I think it can add to a career, but I don't think it necessarily needs to be the defining trait that you need. I think if you have it, it boosts you up. If you don't have it, it doesn't necessarily knock you down. And then there's just the other stuff. There's dominance. There's their head-to-heads with the other people in the top 10. Which that's probably the biggest reason I wouldn't put Japan as high. Or no, Japan has actually not bad head-to-heads against people in the top 10 at all. Either way, those are the things we'd have to break down and talk about. And I think if we just spent like 3 hours breaking it down in a day, Goldmaster could jump from, in my mind, number 6 to at the most number 2.
Okay.
The only reason I say he couldn't be number 1 is I just don't believe it. I do believe he could potentially be number 2 at the most. I don't believe it at number 1 unless you'd have to convince me. We'd have.
Yeah, honestly, you probably sold me on number 1, but I definitely won't go lower than 3. I definitely think he's number 2. Yeah, I don't know. Go Masters is that guy, I guess. We should probably go. Angel's probably freaking out.
Yeah.
Wonder where we are. So
thank you all for watching. This was a pretty good podcast.
Bye,
I think this last little bit amazing. I really enjoyed these.